The tension is real as well, but this is going to be a very, very interesting encounter. Means a lot as well. Both sides are battling to get out of the group. We know that Iran is going to be a problem in this group because they were victorious earlier today against Wales. Wales finding themselves in a bad situation, unfortunately. Wales in the situation where going home sadly looks like it's probably realistic. They find themselves bottom of the group. So this is the group on screen at the moment. Not really centered very well, but that's because it's set up to show the stats instead. But you can see it anyway. You can see England are top one, 3 points. Iran are second with 3 points. The reason why England are ahead of Iran is because of goal difference. We've got +4. They've got -2. So there's 6 goals difference between England and Iran. And then you've got USA obviously in third on 1 point at the moment, and Wales -2 goals and 1 point. So we are looking at a situation where Wales are in big trouble. They need to beat, there's no two ways about it, a draw and they are out. Wales have to beat England. They have to beat England. And other results need to go their way as well. So this is going to be tense. This is going to be tense. USA need to get something from this game. If they don't, it's not the end of the world. It just means that, you know, USA are going to, if they lose here, they have to beat Iran and they have to hope, I think, that England win. So USA have got a definite path out of this group. You don't have to get something out of this game, but it'll massively help you if you do. So that's the current situation. Let's have a look at the teams. Apparently the team news has come in and we are unchanged England. Let's put it down. So Pickford, Trippier, Stones, Maguire and Shaw. In midfield, Bellingham, Rice and Mount. Up front, Saka, Kane and Sterling. We are then taking on the USA. They've got Matt Turner in goal. Robinson, Ream, Zimmerman, who gave that penalty away. Dest, McKennie, who didn't look brilliant. He's a great player, but didn't look great in that first game. Only scored a 6.4 in the ratings. Tyler Adams, I thought, had a great game, and that shows itself in the SofaScore ratings of a 7.4. Janos Massa, don't know much about him. He got a 6.5. Up front, we've got Pulisic, we've got Timothy Weah, who got the goal, and we've got Haji Wright. So, as we said, unchanged from England. I think it's unchanged from the US as well. There's definitely people that wanted to see Giovanni Reina being played. So there's a bit of anger that he hasn't started the game. Outside of that, I think people are probably all right with that US team. But yeah, this is going to be a tasty game. Let's get this information on screen. You can see the team news in the box, but we'll change the teams at the bottom. Feel free to get your thoughts in on the game, what you think's going to happen, what you're expecting to happen. Who are you leaning towards? Which way are you going with this one? I am leaning to England winning, I think 2-1, maybe 3-1. I think it'll be an England win, but as we said, you know, all respect to the USA. We start from 0-0. We know that USA, I think this means a lot to USA as well. Like, I think when you're playing, I don't know, Wales, like, that's a game you go into feeling quite confident we can get a win here. But I think when you play a team like England, and certainly the Premier League is probably the most famous football league in the world. So, you know, all of these names are going to be names that people will be familiar with, having seen so much of the Premier League. You know, there's people that support Man City, so they're going to know some of the players. There's people that support Man United. There's people that support Arsenal. There's people that support Chelsea. So, you know, these players all playing for those types of teams. I think it's this is a game that USA will have been not fearing by any means, maybe borderline excited for, because you always want to play these kinds of nations and test yourself against the best. And England are amongst the best at the moment. Maybe just one step below the very best. Maybe just that step below a Spain, a step below a Brazil, maybe a step below a France, but they're definitely in the conversation. So, yeah, big game, big game. Green and Orange Fairy said it's coming home. Rick said USA all the way. Scott said, I'm so torn as a Scot. I can't stand either team, but I know that England will hammer America. Jackal said, America will never embrace Scotland. Scotland soccer. I think that they will not. I don't know that they'll ever embrace it like they do American football, to be truthful. But I think there's definitely more work that can be done. I think there's definitely more that can happen in the US. I don't think this is the US getting as far as they're ever going to go. The US is the richest nation in the world. They've got over 300 million people to choose from. Some of the best athletes in the world. Some of the best sports stars in the world. Like, if you were able to just harness a bit more of your sport in prowess, if you was able to just put, I don't know if it's money, I don't know if it's focus, I don't know if it's both, but again, if you was just to put a bit more of a spotlight on soccer, like, I feel like you would have a team, because already you've got a team here that is seriously battling to get out the group, could get out the group. This is not a team that is going to finish last and embarrass themselves and lose every game, right? You are working hard, trying to get out of this group, and you've got a team that absolutely could get out of this group. I think if you just put a bit more of a spotlight on, you could have a team that could go to the knockout rounds and be a problem for some of the bigger nations. And honestly, in 4 years, when the World Cup comes to America, I think you might have that team. You might have that team, because I've got to think that the focus is going to grow between now and 4 years' time, because you are hosting the world. The world is coming to America, to Canada, to Mexico for the World Cup in 2026. And that is going to be a time where USA are going to want to, obviously, welcome the world, but also show that you have embraced soccer and have a team that is going to give you, pride. You're going to want people tuning in to watch the World Cup that's in your country. And I think you're going to want a team that's going to do your country proud. So I expect in 4 years' time, this to be the foundation of what the US men's national team is going to look like. Right now, you are a team that is battling to get out of the group. I think you stand a good chance of getting out the group. But obviously, you're in a fight at the moment with Wales, with Iran, and of course, England. England, just the only team to get 3 points on the board in that first round of games, made it, a lot easier for England. But yeah, you're battling to go through. But in 4 years' time, with some serious investment, you could be a team that causes some big problems in the knockout rounds. So hopefully you do embrace it. I'd love to see a strong men's US team. Like, you've got it for the women. It can be done. But, just a bit more focus, a bit more work. I don't know if it's the academies. I don't know where it is. But you are improving. You're seeing more and more players going and playing in the big leagues. Pulisic playing at Chelsea, for example. McKennie playing for Juventus. Dest playing for Milan. Like, we are seeing that improvement. So I would be optimistic for the future when it comes to the US men's team. I'd be optimistic. Seba, shout out to you. I hope you are well. Legend Killer says, hello. Hope you are well. Moldy, sorry to hear the result earlier. Very disappointing. I'm sure that all of Wales is feeling it at the moment. But, that was a very, very disappointing result. I definitely wanted Wales winning that game earlier today. What we're going to do is just take a moment just to have a look at, we've been looking at these write-ups of the different teams. I don't think we actually read the United States one, so it might make sense just to do that and see what the Guardian are saying in regards to the United States. So the USA are back at the World Cup after missing out on Russia, but qualifying was anything but plain sailing. Their strengths are youth. So Coach Berhalter has injected youth into this United States team, and the press can be effective. So you're a very good pressing team. You close down the opposition. You don't give them much room to operate. While there is creativity up front with Pulisic, Reina, and Aronson, I don't remember seeing Aronson actually on the pitch in your starting lineup. That's another one that I'm a little bit confused by. Aronson is definitely someone who plays for Leeds and seems to be a fantastic player. Just having a look, he's on the bench. He scored 6.2 in his last game, and I think he came on as a sub last time. Reina not getting onto the pitch at all. So, the Guardian talking about who your creative players are. They highlighted Pulisic, Aronson, and Reina. Pulisic is going to have played both games. Aronson is going to seemingly be a sub in both games. And at the moment, we don't even know if we're going to see Reina. So I definitely think there's some questions there around your selection. I can definitely understand why people are a bit uncertain about what's going on here with your manager and the team selection. Your weaknesses are the centre-backs and centre-forwards. Injuries have always been preventing Berhalter from playing his best 11. You have been dealing with a lot of injuries, and you do have a lot of niggles going into this game as well. So, yeah, injuries have been a concern. Let's have a look at what your plan is. So, Berhalter has ditched the fading veterans who flopped during the last qualifying cycle, waded through a large pool of promising youngsters, and installed a dynamic pressing style that retains the US's hallmark spirit and energy, but is more sophisticated and possession-orientated than the direct approach of previous generations. Theory met reality. Berhalter conceded that players were lacking confidence and were below normal levels in the final two warm-ups for the World Cup. You actually played Japan and you lost 2-0, but I don't think that's too shameful when you look at how good Japan played against Germany the other day. But that's interesting. You played that Japanese side and you lost 2-0. A goalless draw followed with Saudi Arabia. At least those struggles were educational. Things became pretty clear, said Berhalter. The zestless efforts weren't aberrations. The US generally struggle to score away from home, often look a bit ordinary against opponents outside of the CONCACAF region. There's an abundance of wingers, and the midfield is busy and bright, but centre-backs and centre-forward positions are problematic. Now it is clear that the US are good enough on the ball to outplay the world's best teams, but there's little evidence that they can adjust if that isn't working. So if you're on the ball and you're just not getting the success that you have seen in CONCACAF against some of these better teams, better sides, if that's not working, finding a plan B can be a little bit tricky. Wedded to youth and athleticism, Berhalter says there is a lack of experience in the squads. With so many untested players, it's hard to predict whether they will rise to the occasion or perform more or less in line with their talent. Yeah, so there we go. I'm not going to read any more on that, but some really interesting stuff there. It gives you an idea that the US is a team that's improving. It's a team that's turned to youth. It's a team that's got some really good pressing about it. It's very good at closing sides down. It's a team that is not got much in the way of experience. And it's a team that, I don't know if it's going to have much in the way of confidence coming out of that Wales game, leading, looking so good in the first half, but then it going so wrong in the second half. Again, though, that's a different game. This is a whole different 90 minutes, and we'll see how USA are going to act here. We just said in the last stream, this game completely turns on its head if the USA score early. If the USA get an early goal and England go 1-0 behind, say there's a quick corner, it's whipped in, headed home, you win that battle and get the ball in the net and it's 1-0 USA, this game starts looking very different, right? So there is definitely reason to have hope if you are American, and there is definitely reason to have concern if you are English. But as we said, 0-0, anything can happen. We'll see and find out very soon how this game will unfold. Ginny said, is it better to have good strikers or good midfielders? I would say it's better to have good midfielders. I think the midfield battle is very important. I feel like if you can win the midfield battle, then you should be creating opportunities. If you're winning midfield, that's meaning that you're preventing the attacks of the opponents, because as soon as they hit your midfield, you're getting the tackles in, you're winning the ball back, you're playing the ball over to the wingers. The wingers can get forward and get the balls into the penalty area, or you can progress the ball forward to the edge of your opponent's box. The striker's job, the forward's job is really to get that ball into the net. And as we saw with Canada, that's a prime example where their midfield was doing a fantastic job of ensuring control in that game, creating opportunities, like getting the ball to the forward players, and then the forward players just could not put the ball in the net. So I would say that if you've got good forwards, then, and you've got the ability to put the ball in the net, it's redundant if you can't get the ball. This is why we see players like Messi. This is why we see like PSG, for example. They've got Messi, they've got Mbappe, they've got Neymar. I mean, we are talking about maybe the greatest player in the world in Messi. We're talking about the greatest player in the world right now, potentially with Mbappe. Of course, that's arguable, but he's in the conversation. And we're talking about the player that most people think will light up this tournament, the player that most people think is going to be the star of this tournament, and that is Brazil's Neymar. A lot of people think Brazil will win this, and if they're going to win this, Neymar is going to have a big influence. Well, PSG, they have got all three of those players in their forward line. You would imagine that you could not have a stronger forward line. You could not have a stronger forward line. It's one of the craziest forward lines we have ever seen in world football, in the history of football. It is one of the most craziest forward lines. But we do not see them winning every single game. We do not see them storming it in the Champions League. In the Champions League, they've really underwhelmed. And that's because, having those in the forward line is brilliant. But unless you're a team, and unless you're going to win those midfield battles, and unless you're rock solid in defense, and again, unless you can work as a cohesive unit, there's something to be said for that, because we just saw how important that was with Ecuador. Ecuador are not a team that are blessed with tons of fantastic individuals, fantastic, world-class players. But what they are is a team that works so well as a team, so well organized, and they've got pace, and they've got threats, and they've got skill, and they've got some individuals in there, but it's more about the team. And Spain as well. Spain do not pick their best individual players. They do try to get a lot of them in the side, but they don't pick their best individual players. Luis Enrique has been very clear that he is going to select players that work best as a unit. And so that's why you see them with 1,000+ passes in a game. So, for me, it's about the team. It's certainly not about having the best strikers. Again, look at Norway. Norway have got Erling Haaland, who's one of the best strikers in the world right now, and they're not at this tournament. Not at this tournament, because if you can't get the ball to Haaland, he can't score goals. So you've got to have a good midfield. But more than that, you've got to have a good team. You've got to have a good overall team. That is what's so important. Michael said, did you see the USA fans chanting, "It's called soccer"? Yeah, there'll be loads of that type stuff playing out on social media. Days, are you American? No, I'm English. Have you had a chance to speak to the Iron Sheik? I haven't, no, but I think he's going to want. I think he's going to be really pleased that they made Wales humble the Iron Sheik, because he is from Iran. So I would imagine that he will be quite happy about that fact that they won today. I presume. I don't know. I have no idea. There's a chance he's not even aware, to be honest. Mouldy said, tough day. Both games we were poor. We don't deserve the knockout stages. We do need to go back, regroup, and aim for those Euro knockout stages. Yeah, genuinely, I'm disappointed. I was really, I said at the start, I don't know who I want to go through out of the US or Wales. Obviously, we've got people in the community from both countries. But what I know is that I wanted it to be one of those. And now, Iran seemed to be in that conversation. So, yeah, I was disappointed. I did want Wales earlier. Do you think Becky gets announced tonight? That announcement will be tonight, yes. I think they will announce tonight. I don't know what this is. We've got some kind of American advert or something being shown. I'm seeing... I can't remember her name. But I think she used to be in The Office. This is pretty wild. We're seeing "'Tis the FIFA World Cup." I don't know if that's an advert that you're seeing on TV, but there was someone dressed as Santa and a couple of elves, and they were watching TV screens, and then there's a giant kind of float that was going down a street in the shape of an American football player, and looked like there was a few celebrities in that. So they just showed us that advert that must be playing in America. I am doing great, said Legend Killer. I am going to support England, and it's coming home, said Legend Killer. Turkish said, my picks to win it would be England, Spain, or Brazil. Easy99 says, as a neutral, England could be favourite. However, we never know until the whistle blows and the game starts. We can never expect the players that play that day. That's very true, yeah. That's very true. Someone can, just create that moment of magic, create that moment of space, just allow someone to kind of make that run, play that killer ball. That's what makes football so great. It is just fine margins. There's really not much in it sometimes. It's, does the defender get his head on the ball, or does it just get past him? Does he get that tackle, or does the player just get past him? Like, these moments, these little battles can really decide the war. And obviously, the better players you've got, the more they're going to win those battles, or at least you would expect them to win those battles. But you never know. You just never know. England will teach USA why the world call it football, said Nadula. Shane said, do you live in America? No, I live in England. Turkish said, England 2-1. Chris said, I'm happy for the World Cup of Soccer. Santa is John Hamm. I don't know who that is. I must admit, I was looking at it going, I feel like I should know who that is, because he's front and centre. And I certainly know who the woman is, because I believe she was in the American Office. But I don't know who John Hamm is. What do you think we need to do tonight, says Daz. Who's we? Daz, who's we? Mouldy said, I want to know how this English team react to being behind. Then I will think they can win it. That's a really good point, That's a really good point. It's all great when you lead in, 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, and everything's comfortable. Then you can play with confidence and freedom. But what do you do when you're 1-0 behind and the pressure is on and the clock is ticking and, things are starting to get a little bit desperate and things aren't falling your way. Things are getting frustrating. You're running out of time. Yep. I'm thanking Maguire in advance, said David. Andy said, do you think USA will beat us tonight? I have a terrible feeling that they might. I don't think they will, but they absolutely could. So I'm leaning towards England 2-1, 3-1. I agree with Mouldy. It'd be very interesting if England go behind to see how they react. What's giving me confidence is Bellingham. I think if Bellingham wasn't in this side, I would be a lot more concerned, to be honest. But it's kind of crazy to put all your hope on one player, but Bellingham is a player we just have not had. He is a player that can pick up the ball, make the turn, beat a player, and find the forward pass. So used to watching England playing the ball sideways. Play the ball sideways, play it forward down the channels where there's no pressure. But having someone in the centre of the park that can make those passes that really unlock defences and like play people through, like Bellingham, is key. I really think Bellingham is going to be key. He was key in the last game. For me, he was man of the match. I think Saka got it, but I think Saka got it because of his 2 goals, and he was brilliant. But for me, I think having Bellingham in the middle of the park, being able to find those passes, playing the ball forwards, it just gives England a new weapon, a weapon that we didn't have at the Euros and we didn't have before, because we had Phillips in that role. I think Phillips is a good replacement for Declan Rice. I think Phillips is someone that's going to mop up the defensive side of the game, and he can go forwards, but he's not got the ability, seemingly, from what I've seen of him. He's not got the ability to unlock opposition defenses, find those forward passes quite like Bellingham has. Bellingham is much more of a box-to-box. He's much more of a... I just think he's stronger in that kind of 10 position, 8 to 10, where he can get balls through to the forward players, or even progress himself into a position where he becomes one of the forward players. And like we did see it to a degree with Phillips at the start of the Euros. He scored the first goal for England from that similar position, and there was high hopes that he was going to do what Bellingham is now doing. But I never felt that he really got any better than that. I never felt that he ever kicked on. I never felt that he, matched that same performance against Croatia. So now in Bellingham, we've seen it a few times in an England shirt. I think the best he's played was the last game. So all eyes on Bellingham in this game as well. And honestly, I think if England are going to do well in this tournament, we need him. We need him. He is now one of the first names on the team sheet. He's not now just in the team. He is now one of the first names on the team sheet. So that's his shirt, the 22 shirt for England. I expect it to be Bellingham's for the next 10 years plus. The next 10, 12 years. That number 22 shirt is Bellingham's. And I can't see anyone getting it off him, to be honest. So, I feel a lot more comfortable that he's in the side. If not, I still think that we would, be favourites, of course. If he was injured or something, you put Foden there, for example. I think part of me wonders if I'd like Foden where Mount is. Part of me thinks, could you imagine because I feel like Foden can do this. I feel like what Bellingham is doing is what Foden can do, but we tend to play him in the forward line. I think I'd like to see Foden in midfield. I think I would like to see Foden be where Mount is. What Mount tends to do is, be a disruptor, open up gaps of space and cause carnage. I mean, his gas tank is amazing. He's just buzzing all over the pitch. So I do love Mason Mount. I'm a big fan of Mason Mount. I think he deserves his place in the team. But I do look at it and think, well, I would love England to just try Bellingham on the right, Foden on the left, and Rice in the centre. I would like to see that as our midfield, and then have Sterling, Saka, Kane up front, and just see what that does. So, because the truth is, if Bellingham gets injured, we might need Foden in that position. We might need that because if you look at your bench, you've got Phillips, who I don't think is going to do the job as well as Bellingham. We've got Henderson, who I don't think is going to do that job as well as Bellingham. I don't know that there's a player that replaces Bellingham. I don't think there is that player on our bench. I don't think we've got that player. But maybe Foden. Maybe Foden. I feel like Foden, head up, playing balls through. He could do that. We just haven't seen it. Because we always play him in the front line rather than in midfield. TD said, why are English supporters more upset about the World Cup in America than what's going on in Qatar? They're not. What do you think the score will be for the match? 2-1 or 3-1 England? Easy99 said, every team have different gameplay. It depends on who is the coach and what type of style the games and the coach wants. Hero boy named Finn said, what time is the game? The game is in 29 minutes. 29 minutes. And then we go over to the match. It's they've just been talking about a little bit about key players on TV at the moment. But 29 minutes to go. Come on, England. What is your score? I answered 2-1, 3-1. Rate Mount, he is a decent player, said Cal L Cool J. Yeah, he is. He is a disruptor. He's someone that I think is, well, dare I say, underrated. I think if a lot of England fans were going to put their team down as to who we should be playing, Mason Mount is one that always seems to be dividing opinion. I really like him. I think he is a disruptor. I think he is someone that buzzes around, pulls players out of position. Like, you've always got to watch where he is. He's just a constant problem. You know, he's constantly getting the ball, passing it off, moving over. Like, he's never where you expect him to be. Like, we've seen him in the number 10 position. But, I mean, he'll be, like, helping back the left back, helping back the right back. He'll be over on a wing. He'll be edge of an area. He'll be back helping Declan Rice in the centre. I mean, the guy is everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And I like him. He brings a lot of energy. But I would like to see Foden there, though, for a game and just see how that worked. And see what that looked like. I think England are blessed because they've got quite a few options, to be honest. I think there's quite a few things England could change and do. As we said, 5 at the back, that would completely change how England look. England could have gone 5 at the back with Trent Alexander-Arnold on the wing, and he could have been whipping in killer crosses. I mean, in Trent, we've got someone that can whip the ball in and just land it on a dime. Like, he is one of the best crossers of a ball we have ever seen. He is like as close to David Beckham as I think we've probably ever produced. It's just that he plays in defence rather than midfield. You should check out the Iron Sheik's latest tweet. He has posted a video of a Welsh fan saying for Iran, it's probably their biggest win since Iron Sheik beat Bob Backlund at WrestleMania. Well, I mean, it wasn't at WrestleMania. So that fan's shown themselves up. Fortune said, England will score so many goals from crossing and heading. USA don't understand that type of game level. Pompey Day said, I could see Iran going through now. Cooley said, bless you. Thank you. Shane says 5-3. Nadula has got it 2-1 England. I can't. It is coming from the chats. Had a great final when they played against City. Millennial said, I'm going to sing Sandy Shaw's Puppet on a String whilst I'm watching this. Do it. Whatever makes you happy. Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to put a poll up. And I'm going to ask the question, who wins? Who wins? Is it going to be England or is it going to be USA? Or maybe I'll put a draw as an option. Draw as an option as well. So who wins? England, USA, or a draw? Fortune said, England will score so many goals from crossing and heading. Right, we are at commercial break at the moment. 26 minutes to go. We did look at the little write-up of the USA. So we'll just have a quick little look at England, just because I haven't read this for England, I don't think. So it'll be interesting to see what they're saying. So they said it's not hard to conclude that it is now or never for Gareth Southgate's England. They have come agonisingly close under the 52-year-old, reaching the semi-finals of the World Cup and losing to Italy on penalties in the final of the Euros. And if those near misses are viewed through an optimistic lens, there is an argument that glory is attainable if the pieces fall into place. After all, whilst recent form has been unconvincing, this remains a highly talented group. The creative options are enviable, and Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham are two of the finest young midfielders around. Harry Kane is also one of the best strikers in the world. Still, though, the sense persists that a cycle is coming to an end. Problems have mounted this year. The barren Nations League run, Harry Maguire's struggles, injuries to Reece James and Kyle Walker have been a headache on the right side of the defence, and it could be time for Southgate to depart, even if his deal runs until 2024. I know I will be judged on what happens at this World Cup, said Southgate. I am not arrogant enough to think that my contract protects me. Southgate accepts the defining moment is approaching. England are under pressure to attack. There will be fury if they limp out of this World Cup in timid fashion. But do not write off this squad yet. There were signs of life during a recent 3-3 draw with Germany, and a group containing Iran, Wales and the USA should be negotiated with relative ease. In Southgate's view, some of the panic has been overblown. He has proven that this is a tournament-savvy team, and given a fair wind, England do have the potential to go all of the way. Is Gareth Southgate too negative? ? What's his problem with Trent Alexander-Arnold? Is he a woke fraud? Or is he the manager that lifted England off the floor, made the waistcoat fashionable, offered moral authority on a range of difficult topics, and almost ended 55 years of hurt? It's good. It's good questions. Good questions to ask. Even the Boo Boys must admit that Southgate could be the one. So there we go. Just a little bit on England and Gareth Southgate. Right now, the ITV are showing a piece on Bellingham, which is really interesting because I am looking to see if there is a Starbridge shirt that's going to pop up at some point, because Bellingham started with Starbridge as a youth. And I think all of this footage, though, sadly, is from Birmingham, when he moved and played for Birmingham. But, Jude Bellingham was, they were buzzing about him at Starbridge. Score prediction. I'm going to go 2-1, 3-1, England. I think there's a good chance that the USA could score because England's defence is not the strongest. Richard said, greetings from Glen Burnie, USA. Richard, shout out to you. Welcome. Hammer Studios said, USA, USA, USA. We will set off the confetti. Whoever scores, the confetti is on standby. If USA get a goal, like I think they could, I definitely think they could, we will fire the confetti off. And let's see how this one goes. This guy, Jude Bellingham, so pleased that he is English and that he hasn't gone to Germany like Musiala. I wonder if Musiala looks at this England team and thinks to himself, bad call. Should have stuck with England. I'm also excited as well because that Carvalho, who plays for Liverpool, moved from Fulham. He has just turned his back on Portugal, and he played for England youth. So as soon as this World Cup's over, my hope is that Gareth Southgate goes up to him and is like, welcome. You'll be in the team now, because he looks like a really good talent, a really, really good talent. And he could play as the 10. What that does to England's shape, I seriously don't know, but he is a nice option to have as well. So that's a bit of excitement for after the World Cup. Days needs to put his prediction as a pinned message so that people stop asking, said Brian. Hammer Studios, shout out to you. Tharuka thinks it'll be 2-1. Millennial said, news just broke that Luis Enrique might not continue after the World Cup. Spanish FA are thinking about Rafa Benitez or Mikel Arteta. Hey, Mikel Arteta, If they got Mikel Arteta, that would be all right. He's proven himself to be a really good manager. So that would be that would not be a bad appointment. But I don't know, why would you part ways with Luis Enrique? He's doing a good job, isn't he? The Rock Eyebrow said, America all day. So pleased he's going to City after Dortmund, said Lemden. I don't know where he's going, to be honest. I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he's going to go. Liverpool have been firm favourites, haven't they? So, don't know. Be Wicked said, I might be too drunk to tune in tomorrow for War Games. You should use confetti for when Roman comes out. The Rock's Eyebrow 101 cheering for the USA. Steve said, I'm confused. How come Logan and Jake are not in the USA squads? I don't know, to be honest. They tend to get given these sorts of opportunities. So I must admit, I'm very surprised that they haven't just jumped ahead of these trained professionals. But no, I think, to be honest, if they wanted to, then I think they would, right? But they're busy at the moment, boxing and wrestling. James said, hope you're well. Can't wait for this. It's coming home. Lemden said it's coming home. Tharuka said, have you seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine? It's a great comedy show. I've seen a couple of episodes. I thought it was pretty good. I can't say that I saw anything that was like, oh my God, I need to watch all of this. It was pretty good though. I can see why people would like it. But I've only watched a couple of episodes, to be truthful. I'll tell you what I loved, Reno 911. I love that show. I can't remember how I first saw it. I think what I saw was a trailer for the film. They did a film where they went to Miami, and I'm sure I saw the trailer, and the trailer cracked me up. So I made sure I saw the film. The film cracked me up. And then I found out it was based on a TV show, and so I got into the TV show from that. Never shown here in the UK. I've never seen it on TV here. Never seen it on TV. It's only because they came out with the film and the trailer that I was able to discover it and find it. God, I love that show. Totally my kind of humour, that is. Qatar is the first host to be eliminated after 2 games. Also, the first team to be eliminated from this World Cup. Well, I'm sure they're going to want to give a good account of themselves. It's going to be Netherlands against Qatar. Netherlands, I think, just need a draw, just need a point. If they can get that, then they will be going through. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting final game. I don't think the Netherlands are going to slip up there. And, of course, that's important because whoever finishes first and second in that group, they will play whoever finishes first and second in this group. So we've been watching intently Netherlands, Senegal, Ecuador. Those 3 teams is going to be the teams that USA or potentially Wales or Iran or England, like those are the teams that we will face in the next round. So Andy said the only 2 Englishmen cheering on USA tonight are my brother and Richard Hammond. I think there's quite a few Englishmen cheering on the team tonight. Tharuka, shout out to you. Cal L. Cool J said, my name is Earl is a great series. They never finished it, did they? They had 2 seasons, then I think it got cancelled, which is really disappointing. Can I tell you, this is a great time for this game as well. People are not at work. We're seeing in the Winter Gardens. That's interesting. We just saw her in the Winter Gardens, and that is where they did NXT UK takeovers in the Winter Gardens in Blackpool. So there's people all in there watching the action. We're seeing like some of the places around the country, plenty of people. And we are seeing over in America now, there's a shot of a lot of American fans sat outside in front of a giant screen. Coming up next after this break will be the national anthems. James, shout out to you, says there's 220 odd people watching, but there's only 127 votes. Yeah, get your votes in. Leave a like as well. All likes are greatly appreciated. I can't actually share this, and I don't urge that you do either on Twitter. But yeah, I can't let people know that we're well, I could let people know we're live. I could let the 500 people on my Twitter account know that we're live. We are live. England versus USA. Come and join us. I'll put that. God, is this my life now? Is this my life? Is this what my life has become? I can't share actual links to streams anymore. All I can do is plead to 500 people on Twitter. Elon Musk. That's just another reason why I want England to win now. Let's go. England, said Sonny. Today is USA Redemption Day, said Moises Santos. It's coming home to America, said Airflow. Bruce says USA, USA, USA. Dark Angel said England gonna smash you. James said a Bellingham hat-trick incoming. Airflow said I hope USA score and they don't get blown out. Nadula said England, England, England. You finish watching Better Call Saul? I will, yes. I finally got the opportunity last night to watch the last episode of The Walking Dead. I hadn't seen it until last night, but last night I was doing some stuff, setting up streams, having a little look at like some of the Black Friday offers, which I wasn't that impressed with. And then we put on The Walking Dead and we watched the last episode. So I'm up to speed with that. I thought, no spoilers, so don't worry. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, that's been my focus. So maybe now I will turn my attention to finishing Better Call Saul. I do definitely need to do that. And then, I don't know, there's a list of shows I need to watch, actually. There's a few bits and bobs, but you know what I'm going to say? Finding time is not easy. Adam said, I wonder how many people are going to watch the game in total in millions. Well, I mean, look, it's going to do great numbers in the UK. I'd expect it to be about 10 million maybe in the UK. Around about that. I mean, I think when we got to the Euro final, it was about 25 million. When we got to the Euro final, you tend to find at the group stages tends to be around that sort of ballpark, like 8 million, 10 million. And then as you get to the knockout rounds, it takes a big jump. You know, all of a sudden England can go out. And so that drama of will they go through, will they go out, that adds another couple of million on top. So you tend to go to about, I don't know, 15, something like that. And then as obviously you get to the quarterfinals, you get another couple of million, and semi-finals, another couple of million. And so in the UK, I think if we were to get to the World Cup final, I'd be looking at it being around 30 million if we get to the World Cup final. It's on a Saturday. It's just like if people are going to be available, it's a weird time of the year. If it was in the summer, I think it would be around that. And I think that would put it, I think that's about our biggest ever viewership. Is, I think, actually the most views, the most watched show in the history of England is the World Cup final 1966. I think I'm right in saying that's the most viewed TV event in our history is the 1966 World Cup final. And then I think you've got like Princess Diana's funeral. I think that's right up there. I think the Queen's funeral was quite big, but I don't think it was as big actually. So yeah, it is going to be massive. I would expect it to be right up there with the most watched shows ever if we do get through to the final here. Even if it is a bit of a weird time of the year. This is a cool little thing. We're just seeing lots of the England players when they were young. And I like it. Raheem Sterling, Saka, Bellingham. It's a real fun little video package, this is. Love this. It looks like Luis Enrique has desire to be a coach of a club again. That's why he might leave. Oh, well, that does make sense if it's his choice. I thought they were like trying to force him out. I was like, why? He did a good job. Here's Gareth. Here's Gareth Southgate. Was this a simple decision? He said it wasn't straightforward because you do always wonder if you should refresh things. I think this team deserved to go again. There's the teams. We've got great competition for places. I think we were right to go with the starting team again, though. I don't have visibility on like what the American coach is saying. Obviously, they're just talking to the English coach here in the UK. He says USA press well as a team. They're athletic in midfield. We need to find solutions to be able to play through them. Well, I know that solution. It's called Jude Bellingham. Got to be positive. Look at it. Look at these scenes. You've got the St. George's Cross. You've got the Stars and Stripes. It's a great sporting event. Great prize if we can win tonight, said Southgate. Wish you all the best. Felix wants out of Atletico Madrid's. Yeah, I mean, he would be quite nice up front, wouldn't he, for United's? But according to the chief officer of FIFA, new rules about time being added if how long a player is out for a sub or an injury, VAR check, etc., says Easy99. We've had over 200 votes. Over 200 votes so far. England, USA, draw. We'll have a look as soon as the game's about to begin what you have decided. But looks like there's plenty of people in that stadium. There's Saka. Saka lining up. We're seeing the teams in the tunnel, waiting for them to come out. Big game feel. The excitement is real. It's always exciting when we get to see the three Lions in action. But of course, this is a little different because taking on someone that we don't play all that often, in all fairness. There's not many examples of us facing the USA, and the USA are going to be bang up for this. They're going to be bang up for this. Gary Neville said this is going to be a very difficult game for England, a lot more difficult than what we saw in that first game. Do you think you will ever shave your beard or grow it long? Listen, I think you can look at my beard and know that it gets no thought from me whatsoever. So I give it zero. I wake up and I don't even know it's there. So it's not a consideration in my life. The only thing in my life right now is this game. England, USA, walk out and get a great response from the crowds. Look at the scenes. Look at that. Wonderful. Just a sea of people inside that stadium. Qatar has been eliminated. Qatar has been eliminated. Right, let's wrap this up. 220 votes. Let's get a nice big chat. And England, 54% expect England to win. 38%, quite close, not too far behind. Think USA will win. Only 7% of people think that there's going to be a draw. Both teams are out. It's time for the national anthems. Star Spangled Banner and God Save the King. Don't know which one's... It's God Save the King first. So, God Save the King first for England. England's national anthem. Just having a look to see if I can see many empty seats. It's hard because I don't know what colour the seats are. I can see a lot of white, but they could be the white shirts of England. Certainly when you look at that, when you look behind Southgate, you can just see a sea of people. I mean, it feels like this is a full stadium. It feels like it's a full stadium. But, yeah, it's hard because I don't know what colour the seats are. If the seats are green, then this is a full stadium. Nice rendition. Fired up English team. And we now go over to the American national anthem. God save the king, said Hayden. My country, 'tis of the sweet land of liberty, says D. Well, here is the Star-Spangled Banner. Sweet land of liberty. There are the American players. It's a bit. Is it a bit quick? And the flag was still there. It's like a. There's a big crash of a cymbal during it. Whoever's on that cymbal is flipping loving it, aren't they? There's a big American flag in the stands. And there we go. Your keeper pulling on his shirt, fired up. Both nations ready for this game. God save the king. Come on, England, said Kieran. Fish and chips, said Todd. It's burger and fries versus fish and chips, said Tall Paul. After the break. Looking good, man. Looking for this game to get going in about 3 minutes' time. 3 minutes' time. Unlearning said, I think the seats are red. Well, I mean, I can see plenty of white in the crowds. I can see plenty of white, so that would suggest to me, I mean, I think the US shirts are white as well, aren't they? So it suggests that that's a lot of fans then. So it feels like it's full. It certainly feels like there's plenty of people there. I think, like, these are two big nations, aren't they, you know? And I think that this will have a lot of interest. Even amongst non-England and USA fans, I think it'll have a lot of interest. No hands allowed. Time for the Americans to use their feet and play real football, says Jay. David said, I'm not confident in that USA keeper. Kian said, may the best team win. This crowd is huge, says Top G. It does look full, doesn't it? I mean, there's been a lot of talk about the ground and the crowds, and apparently there was a stadium that could hold 40,000, and Qatar said that there was 47,000 in there, and that was with lots of clearly empty seats. So, you know, there's been question marks around attendance, and there's been question marks around how many people have actually been going to some of these games. This one legitimately feels like it is full. Feels like it might be sold out. USA have never lost to England in a World Cup before, said Abdullah. Ryan said, are you feeling oozy? Always. Always. We never beaten USA yet, but tonight is the night, says Kieran. Soccer versus football, says the Top G. That's true. England are going to play football. USA are going to play soccer. Who wins? Who wins? Pulisic's going to be up for this. He's certainly going to know this team well. In fact, all of the Americans are going to know this English team very well. I don't know if the same can be said the other way around. I don't know how much these England players watch MLS. I'm sure they will have done a bit of work, though. Having a little look in their spare time, seeing what they might be coming up against. England take the knee. Countdown clock, and we're about to get underway. And we are underway. So the game begins. England kick off. England wearing white. England going from left to right. USA are going from right to left. They are in all blue. So USA against England. We saw England take about half an hour to score last time. So we know that patience is going to be key. We know that USA have got a really good press. England are already aware of that, and we're already seeing this press from the US. Long ball being chased after, and it goes back to the US defense, gets played back to the United States keeper. Matt Turner skies it in the air. Little bit nervy there by the US keeper. It's going to be a throw in to England, deep in the American half. So 1 minute gone so far, 0-0. Ball thrown in. Luke Shaw on the ball, trying to play it forwards. It's played forward there by America. Ball bouncing around. USA on the ball, driving forwards. Good work there by America, playing it forward, but England's defense can mop that up. Goes all the way back to Pickford. Pickford launching the ball forwards. Comes to the halfway line. One in the air by America. England winning the ball. Ball bouncing around. Just neither side been able to really get their foot on this ball at the moment. Neither side been able to really create anything. Looks like it's going to be a free kick to America around the halfway line. So this game still in its opening stages. We haven't settled down yet. Neither team really getting much in the way of an advantage in these first few minutes. But it is going to be a free kick to USA, and referee just having a word with England's there. We know this manager Bearholter quite well. When he took over from the United States, he spent some time in London with Gareth Southgate. So we do... apparently they do know each other quite well, Southgate and Bearholter. I think there's some real respect there between them. I think Southgate said he's got a lot of time for Bearholter. Ball going straight into the stands. I saw as well, his top says States United, which is a bit strange because it's the wrong way around. But we are down the line, ball bouncing around. Come on, lads, said Wes. Come on, England, said Legend Killer. Little Sam said, I pray for the boys in whites. David said, USA about to clap cheeks. Right, Luke Shaw has got the ball. There's going to be a throw-in. As we said, this game has not settled down yet. It's been scrappy. And actually, that suits the US. You know, the US could really do with making this a scrappy game. You know, putting the English players under pressure. England picking up the ball. There's Jude. Ball being played forwards. USA trying to get on the ball, but it gets given back. USA winning it. It's a real battle in that midfield. England doing plenty of running as well. USA trying to get the ball, and they do get the ball. Playing it over. Now we're seeing USA on the ball. USA coming down that left-hand side. Tackle there by England. Ball goes out, and don't know who they're going to give that to. It looks like an England throw-in. So Robinson was just going down that left-hand side for the USA. England's right-hand side. Trippier is going to throw it in. Trippier throwing it down. England have not enjoyed any real significant passage of play yet. Neither side really has. Ball going down left-hand side. England looking to build here, but it is really good pressing by USA. England really struggling to find a way forward, and so far, you know, we're in the 5th minute. England have not been able to create anything or even get out their own half, really. So it's going to be long, hard work for the USA. But, yeah, a really good press is what we're seeing. Ball being played forward into the middle of the park. Picked up by Harry Kane, who had dropped deep. Harry Kane still on the ball. Harry Kane goes down. And looks like that's going to be a free kick to England in their own half. Danny Barnhouse, shout out to you, bud, says USA, USA, USA. Danny, shout out to you. 0-0 so far with 5 minutes gone, and USA are doing a good job here of just frustrating England, not allowing them time on the ball, not allowing them to string some passes together, making it difficult, frustrating them, doing everything they should be doing. But it's just a case of, can they do this up till the 70th minute, really frustrate England, make it so that England start getting a little bit desperate. You've got to think England will create chances. They will find a way forward. Jude Bellingham has dropped really deep there. Jude Bellingham dropping deep, ball being played forwards. That ball going out of play, and so it's going to be a throw-in to the US. So USA with a throw-in. Nothing comes of that build-up play. Turf the Smurf. She's mad, supports my team. Little Sam, shout out to you. If England win, I'm going to drop $20 on this channel, says David. You don't need to do that, but... Dylan says, UK all the way. England versus USA now on Ant 1 and Ant 1 Plus, says Giannis. Shout out to you, buds. I will say that USA is way better at sports than Canada, said Elizabeth. Well, Canada putting in a great performance against Belgium the other day. Really good. USA, I think, would do very well if they could get close to that level of performance. Because really, Canada should have won that game. I think everyone was in agreement about that. It's going to be a throw-in by Trippier. Trippier has got the ball. So England throw-in. We've had no shots at the moment. We haven't been anywhere near the goals. But ball going all the way back to the keeper. USA players wondering why there's been no commercial break yet or huddles. Ball is over in the defence. Cow, shout out to you. I hope you are well, buddy. Go on, England, said Tyler. Ball on that left-hand side progressed into the middle. We're seeing America getting a little bit of time on the ball and goes over onto the wing. Does look like England's pressing game is not as good as America's. Obviously, they could be operating to a slightly different system, but yeah, they do press very well. As soon as someone's on the ball, they're onto them. That ball going straight out of play. We've seen that a couple of times by Robinson. Robinson getting the ball, and a couple of times now the ball has gone straight out. So Robinson needs to keep the ball in play. Nice ball going over this bit of room here as well for England. England haven't enjoyed much space, but they've got a little bit of space here. Ball being played back. Looked like there was an opportunity for England to break there, capitalise on some of that space, and frustratingly they didn't. So now we're playing a ball along the defence. And this is what England do. They play the ball in this defence. They probe the different channels. They try down that side. No joy. Let's go down the other sides. And England do just do that. And they can get set into a pattern, unfortunately. Ball being played forward there by Trippier. Saka trying to chase. Ball goes out. So Robinson doing well. Bellingham's going to throw. No, leaves it to Trippier. Trippier's going to throw. Nice ball forward there by Trippier, though. You don't want to see England get stuck into that pattern of just passing it in the defence. So there was a nice long ball for England to try and chase onto. It ended up going out. The end result is it's back in England's defence. And England are going to look to try and build again. England go from side to side as well because they're just moving that American team around. Lovely 1-2. Bellingham on the ball. Charging forward. Edge of the area. Back in the centre. Oh, just wide by England. Just wide. Just wide. I think there might have been an American player that got a touch on that. It's lovely link-up play. Yeah, great work. Into Harry Kane. Nicely defended by America. Harry Kane, I mean, that's exactly who you want in that position. But good defensive work by Zimmerman. Good defensive work. And again, just a glimpse of what Bellingham, Saka can do when they're getting in around that penalty area. Lovely link-up play, pulling the ball back to Harry Kane. He pulls the trigger. Zimmerman stands up strong, ball whipped in. England just asking a few questions at the moment. Maguire keeps the ball in. Maguire charging forward. Maguire, lovely work by Maguire. Shot goes well over. That's wasted by England, but that was lovely work. Maguire was channeling his inner Brazilian there. Look at the skill here by Maguire Enio. Maguire Enio weaving his way, pulling the ball back, but the ball going straight over. Harry Maguire with samba skills in his feet, dancing around in the American penalty area. Ball getting pulled back and goes straight over the crossbar, sails over, but little glimpse there of what Saka and Bellingham can do. And nothing comes of it, though, and we are still 0-0 after 10 minutes. Torpal said, I don't like the fact we send both centre-backs up for corners. If USA do score, then it will be from a counter-attack. Slabinio showing great skill with his feet. That's why we pick him. We don't pick him as a defender. We pick him because of his incredible footwork. A lot of the Brazilians have got pictures of Slabhead up in their walls, in their rooms, in their hotels, because they want to be just like him. They try to emulate his footwork. Going down the wing and goes out. Is it kept in? I think it's a throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in. Come on, England said, Ledger Killer Torpal said, good block. Tharuka said, this is my first time watching USA. Who is the star? Well, Christian Pulisic is their star, and he plays for Chelsea. He does struggle to get a bit of game time there, but, I mean, he is a very creative forward player. Very, very good. One of the best players that we've ever seen come out of the US. Sterling plays the ball forward into Harry Kane. Harry Kane, head up. Not great by Kane. Kane needed to do better there. Here's Trippier. Trippier plays the ball down the line, but again, that gets given away. Bellingham is in. Bellingham driving forward. Couple of players around him. 2 American players on Jude Bellingham there. And America win the ball. And that gets played back to the American back line. Goes over. England come in. Step up. Lovely movement. Ball being played forward. Picked up on that left-hand side. Looks like Mason Mount. Mount playing it back to Sterling. Sterling into Jude. Jude playing it over to Trippier. England pushing forward. USA have got players back. Jude on the ball. England playing it across. Looks like Stones coming over to Shaw. Shaw playing the ball over, but comes back to the defence. England are in America's half. I mean, England, this is sort of where we expected them to be. Ball coming over onto the wing. That's brought down by Trippier. Here's Saka. Saka, ball across in the centre. Oh, Harry Kane went for a kick, but some kind of bicycle kick, but couldn't execute it. Well defended by America. We've seen Saka a few times getting into those juicy positions. And England playing this ball around very well. Very well. I do think, I don't know if Saka can just try and squeeze it in from the near post, but a few times Saka's been getting in. Saka on the ball here. It's being put under pressure. England trying to get the ball into the centre, but it just works its way through to the keeper. Justin said Kane almost had it. USA said fly, birds fly. Brenton, shout out to you, says good morning, evening. Let's party like it's 1783. USA. Ball going back to this American defence. America is a continent, says Seba. Here's a good question. Do you think Sasha Banks will return? I don't think so. Cal said, my heart can't take it. Rage Kid said, this is more Brazil than Brazil. I know. Did you see what Maguire did? Did you see the samba skills in his feet? Did you see the rhythm that he displayed earlier? Ball being played around in this USA defence. They play the ball forwards. Interception there by Maguire, but he couldn't get a hold of it, and it comes to an American player. England looking to mop it up. That was a lovely forward ball into Harry Kane, though. Lovely forward ball. England, quick little touches. I love these quick little passes. So really good work coming back again. Don't forget, England took half an hour to score. Yeah, England are going to need to be patient. We know that USA are a decent team. Here's Luke Shaw trying to dink the ball forwards. Sterling back to Shaw. Shaw looking to whip it in. Nice. Playing it forward. Oh. It's a nice idea, but just no one could get onto the end of it. Here come USA driving forward. That's really nice. Really nice. Pelting forward. I tell you what, really injecting some enthusiasm there. I don't know who that was. Was that Adams? Ball being played into the middle. Flicked on and it's wide. It's flicked on and it's wide. So USA with an opportunity. I don't know how close that was. It felt like it was quite wide. Let's have a little look here. Ball is in and yeah, it's Pickford was there anyway. But listen, it's a question. A question was asked. The ball was whipped in. Right. Pickford puts the ball down. He's got a couple of options to play it to. I think it was Tyler Adams that got the ball then and was driving forwards. And he really injected some energy into the US team. Good, really good. He was great for them in the first game. And that's probably the best moment I've seen from the USA. The only question is right now, the only question can't see right now is on the screen with England and USA. Yes, this is obviously getting our focus as the ball is being played forward, and it looks like there's a foul on Bellingham. I think it's Bellingham. Bellingham fouled. Bellingham getting back up to his feet. Saka's looked good. Bellingham's looked good. Trippier's looked good. They have been getting some joy down that USA left-hand side. Right, ball coming back to England's defence. 18 minutes gone so far. 18 minutes gone. Do you think Mbappe will go to Manchester United? I don't think so. I don't think so. Ball coming over to that right-hand side. Gets played back. I haven't heard if we're linked to him, to be honest, but that's not something I'm expecting. So, Maguire on the ball. And again, it's played back to Pickford's. Pickford's. Plays the ball out to Stones. Stones plays it to Maguire. Comes back to Stones. England again being patient, slowly building. That's played forward down the line. The American press is interesting. Ball comes over. Nice switch of play. It's controlled, not back. England taking a few steps forward, but America well organised. They're tough to break through. Nice little touch, and that goes out. Disappointing that by England. They were passing the ball around and building, but they're struggling. They're struggling to get out of this press. They have had a couple of opportunities, though. England have had 3 shots, nothing on target. But right now we are looking at England, 3 shots, nothing on target. America, 1 shot, and it was off target. Harry Kane on the ball, holding it up well, trying to drive forwards. Harry Kane knocks it into Saka, comes into Bellingham. Bellingham turning. Nice tackle. Really good tackle on Bellingham. Really good tackle. Ball being played into the middle. Ball going over onto that right-hand side. USA are breaking forward. This is good by the USA. Just needed a ball to be played in there, but USA looking pretty good in that moment, and it was all from a ball that Bellingham lost. Ball coming over to that right-hand side. USA going to look to whip it in, but straight into the hands of Pickford. Straight into the hands of Pickford. Pickford wants England to try and capitalise on the fact that USA have already committed a lot of players forwards. Yeah, USA showing that they carry a threat. Couldn't get anything better than a cross that went straight into the hands of the keeper, but asking a question. I've got no idea what we're watching, but here we go, said Jono. Well, all you need to know is it's 0-0 at the moment. 0-0 at the moment. Ball being played back and comes to Stones in the middle into Bellingham. Bellingham trying to drive forward, but it gets away from him. It's picked up by America in the middle of the park. USA playing the ball forward. Bounces all the way through to Pickford. 20 minutes gone, and I think USA are going to be quite happy with this. I think they're going to be quite happy with this. Yes, England have had chances, but chances are irrelevant unless they take them. And they've not had that many chances, and they've had nothing on target. So USA, I think, will be very satisfied with this. Ball in the middle. Declan Rice playing it into the centre. England passing it around. England have had 66% possession so far. 66% possession. Ball coming down that left-hand side. And being passed back again. So at the moment, 144 passes. That'll update in a minute. And I would imagine it'll update quite a bit because England certainly have completed a lot of passes. But a lot of these passes have been sideways. As we said, England do fall into that trap. Just passing it from side to side. England are a team that like to have possession. Again, that's passed. And again, it gets passed back again. England's in a bit of space. Nice forward ball. Comes out to the wing to Trippier. Down the line, England trying to find a way forwards. Looking for options. And that goes out. It's going to be an England throw. So England have got a throw in the USA half. Halfway into the first half. Halfway into the first half right now. I'm just going to update this and see if any of these numbers update. So, no, still at 144. Ledge Killer says, come on, England. Tall Paul said, this is a game of chess so far, yes. Well, we know that, the first goal is always going to be a tricky one. And I tell you what, USA have shown that they're going to be difficult to break down. USA have defended as a unit. I think the story of this game, now that the game has settled, is England on the ball, passing it around, and really finding it hard to get through this USA team. USA have got a good press. USA are sitting back. England not under much pressure, but this is a lovely ball. Edge of the area. Weaving. England. Oh, cleared by America. Edge of the area. Declan Rice is there to mop up the ball. Comes all the way back. England's getting into the USA penalty area there. Plenty of players back for the USA, of course. But can you see how quickly it can go from England passing it in their defence to, a long ball forward or some ball forwards? Here's Saka. Saka getting onto the end of it. The ball running out, though. It's going to be an American throw. Robinson going to throw it in. How do you think the group will shake out? England winners, USA runners-up, or vice versa? Well, look, we'll know better after this game, won't we? But, I feel like England are looking good to top the group. And then it's going to come down to maybe Iran or USA. I think Wales losing today really puts them with a lot to do. They've got to beat England, Wales. And listen, you can't rule Wales out. Wales could absolutely do that. And they'll be banged up for it. And they'll be banged up to play England as you would expect them to be. But, God, that's a lot to ask, isn't it? For them to have to beat England. USA are coming forward then. 25th minute. England getting players back. USA on the ball and playing it back edge of the area. They're having a little look. England have got a long back line. So plenty of players there. USA over on the side. USA coming forward. It through ball into the centre. Nice onto the wing. Going to look to whip it in. There's no mark in there. USA get the ball in. Oh, that was a big opportunity. That was a great opportunity for the USA. That was a great opportunity. The marking by England on that wing was really poor. The ball gets played back. Look at that player there that gets the ball, that puts the cross in. No one on him. No one on him. England really need to have a look at that. McKennie is shaking his head because that was a big opportunity for the USA. They're saying there's a lot of potential in this United States team. And McKennie, you know, if the ball's going to fall to someone, that's not a bad person for the ball to fall to. But it comes to him and he skies it over. USA, that was big. That was big. DB said that was a clear chance. Adam said, wow, can't miss that type of tap-in, said the top G. Huge chance for America, says Mouldy Spoon. Little Sam said Pickford not happy with his team. The Ruka said, what a chance. Yeah, tricky little game this. USA are doing everything you would hope to see them do. They're keeping it very tight at the back. They're staying very compact. And then when they do come forward, some of England's marking is just really not good. Oh my God, look at the replay of that. Tell you what, not much Pickford could have done there, I don't think. There's a foul, and that's going to be a free kick to USA. USA are enjoying a better spell of the game here at the moment. I'd say England have been the better team overall, but this period of the game is definitely with the USA. So 3 shots by England, 2 by the USA. I said this would be tricky, said DB. Brian, shout out to you. Alex said apparently Undertaker will be backstage. Do we see him? I don't think so. All coming over to the right-hand side. I mean, I suppose he could always come out and have a little segment, but like say a few words, but I'm not expecting that. Coming down the right-hand side into the middle is the Americans. They're going down the left now into the centre. England are being asked a few questions here. Robinson playing the ball back, shaping to shoot, but Pickford's there. Pickford grabs the ball. Musa. So this is definitely a good period for the USA right now. Definitely a good period. No... Now they will open at the back. USA are going forwards now, says Torpal. Yeah, that's true. But the only thing is, like, when England have got the ball, like, USA go back to their shape. It's going to be a throw into England. England on the ball. Playing it forward. Comes over to the wing. Over onto that right-hand side. Back into the centre. Oh, that was lovely work by Declan Rice. Lovely work. So the ball was running. There was American in front of him. Mount. Yeah, ball coming into Mount. Little shimmy there by Declan Rice. Was just able to open up and get a forward ball. Found its way to Mason Mount in the penalty area, but he couldn't get onto the end of it, and it ended up going through to the goalkeeper. USA have got the ball now in their defence. The fact we never beat USA at the World Cup makes me anxious, says DB. Shouldn't. I mean, I don't even know. I think we played them twice at a World Cup or something. So it's a nothing fact. If we had to play them every World Cup and we'd never beaten them, then you'd go, oh yeah, that's, you know. But it's not something it registers, to be honest. Ball being played forward back to that American defence coming down the left-hand side. Foul by Stones, and that's going to be a free kick. Musa is down. It was a foul. Looked like a foul. Just have a look, see what Stones did. Oh, it's lovely skill. Oh, yeah, it's a foul. That's a foul all day long. I don't know why Rayner's not in, said David. Brenton said, did you hear the bit about today being the anniversary of the British final retreat and George Washington leading a parade in 1783? It's neat. No, I haven't heard that. No. Half an hour gone so far. Is it true if England win this, they advance? If England win this, they would be on 6 points. USA would be on 1 point. Wales would be on 1 point. The only other team that could go through would be Iran. Yeah, they would advance. England would definitely advance if they win this. They haven't yet won the group, though. That's going to go to a few boos there. Let's have a look. Mason Mount was up on his feet. Tries to get past. Tries to reach. Does he hit him in the face? Mount goes down. Anyway, I didn't see. Ball on that right-hand side. Trippier in the middle. That was good. Cleared by the USA, though. Half an hour gone. Ball coming back, goes all the way back to the keeper. Kane not limping. This ref is awful, says Verbeach. Pulisic seems like he's sore. Here's England on the ball, bouncing around. USA going down that right-hand side, driving forwards. Plenty of white shirts back, though. But we've seen how bad England are at marking and picking up. Pulisic on the ball, takes a shot. Oh, off the crossbar. Oh, my God. That's what Pulisic can do. That's what Pulisic can do. So, ball coming over to Pulisic. The shot banged off the crossbar. What? You've got to say, the two best chances in this game so far have been for the USA. But cracking off the crossbar. Pulisic will be gutted at that. Be gutted at that. USA really should be in the lead. They are enjoying a good spell. That ball going all the way through. Harry Kane is down. He's holding onto his thigh. There was a knee. He was up. He came crashing down quite hard, actually, Harry Kane. I'm sure he'll be all right. So, looking at expected goals. Expected goals, 0.16 for England, but 0.25 for the USA. USA with 1 shot on target. Both teams have had 3 shots. USA with 1 on target. You have to say that I think England played the better for the first 15 to 20. I think the last 10 to 15, it's been USA that have been the better team. So, quite an even affair. Both teams with 3 shots. England with 61% of the ball, but it's USA that hit the crossbar. Pickford would have been beaten if that had gone in. Ball being floated up into the centre. And it's going to almost trickling out. Goes down the line. England looking to regroup. As we said, I think USA would be really happy with this, but if they can get to half-time at 0-0, having, kept England at bay, I think they'll get a lot of confidence at that. And this is where, like the last result now starts to become a bit of a distant memory. All of a sudden, you're very much in this game. Ball is being played back. Goes all the way back to Pickford's. Would you be mad if USA beat England? I don't think I'd be mad, ranting and raving. I'd probably be annoyed if we conceded a silly goal. I mean, if there's going to be a great goal and USA score, then there's not much you can do about that. But if it's going to be like bad defending, like we didn't close them down, like we didn't... You see how well the USA are putting pressure on the English players. Like, it's just not the other way around. Like, England don't press as well as what the USA do. Ball coming over to that left-hand side. Here's Luke Shaw. England getting quite far up the field. Nice cutting on the inside. Ball in the middle. Bouncing around. Plenty of England shirts in there, but plenty of USA shirts as well. England have got to get something from this. You feel like they just need to get a good shot on target. Have something to really get their teeth into. Stones comes over. Deals with that. Gets his head on the ball as USA were looking to counter. That was good by Stones. Stones had to deal with that. But yeah, it kind of felt like England really needed to capitalize on that. They once again got into America's box. But it doesn't result in a shot on target. 36 minutes gone. Still no shot on target by England. And this is where that frustration just starts to grow. You start to think, well, looks like this could be 0-0. Who knows? America might even score. It might be anything as we go into halftime. It could be 1-0 England, 0-0, 1-0 USA. Yeah, England have been late to closing people down with the ball. Ball in the middle. USA on the ball. Looks like there's a free kick to England or something. Yeah, free kick to England. If this is scoreless, I'm going to eat my hat, said Three Pumps. At halftime, USA, please put Rayner in the game. Chop said, if England don't win the World Cup, who do you want to win it? I would say... well, I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard, isn't it? I feel like it's going to be Brazil, but I don't really want it to be Brazil because they've won it 5 times before, and I definitely don't want France because they are the current holders, so they've been able to celebrate winning very recently. So I think I would want someone that's maybe not won it, maybe let their fans celebrate. So Netherlands would be good. Netherlands are a very proud footballing nation, and they've never won it. So it'd be nice for Netherlands to win it or Denmark to win it. But how likely is it that they're going to win it? If someone's winning the World Cup, you feel like it's probably going to be Brazil or France. McKennie just wiped his hands on that photographer's bib. It's going to be a long throw. It's a good weapon to have, that is. Good long throw there by McKennie, and the ball bouncing around. USA have got the ball. England trying to win it. Good tackle there by Stones. Stones has done some good work at the back, actually. USA are just building, battling. Maybe growing in confidence. Portugal command, says Guilherme. Anyone but Portugal. Not really bothered by if Portugal win. I mean, I'm not crazy about Ronaldo at the moment, what with being a Man United fan. But, Portugal have never won the World Cup, so I suppose they would fit my criteria. Ball coming over to Trippier. So, commentator says that England just don't look that composed all over the pitch tonight, but sometimes you do have to give credit to the opposition, and certainly USA seem to be well prepared for this game, pressing really well and causing England all kinds of troubles. I'm just happy that Italy isn't in the World Cup, said DB. Ball coming over to that right-hand side. Ball coming into the back post, but there's no one there for the USA. USA again just enjoying a really good spell. England going to look to counter, but England aren't the best counter insides. Mason Mount in the middle. There's Saka. Saka. Oh, that's lovely work by Saka. USA are able to get players back. Ball going over to that side, but that's a loose, scrappy ball. England trying to win the ball back with, I think that was Bellingham that had gone over. I think that's going to be a throw into the USA. Argentina did win the World Cup twice. Euro champs, and they can't qualify, showed that it was a fluke. Final World Cup, Argentina versus Portugal. Wow, I mean, Argentina lost their first game, didn't they? So they've got all kinds of problems. I don't know if they can be thinking about a World Cup final just yet. Lovely back heel there by America. That's lovely. Charging into the penalty area, creating space. Shot comes in, and again, USA are really causing England all sorts of troubles in this half. You've got to say they've been the better team now. USA, I would say, have been the better team overall in this half, as we're about 4 minutes away from half-time. Side foots it, and ball goes wide. I sense England players are getting nervous. Well, I mean, USA have just done what they need to do, to be honest. They've kept things tight. They've frustrated England. And then when they've countered, they've looked like they've carried a threat. So I don't know that there's nerves, but maybe a little frustration coming in. Maybe a little, maybe clearly not going to plan. But this is the World Cup. This is the World Cup. Good first half, whatever happens, by USA. And USA showed a really good first half against Wales, and then kind of didn't show it in the second half. So, that maybe there's a question about USA being a really good first half side, giving everything in the first half, and then sort of fading in the second half. Don't know. We'll find out, won't we? But once again, a good first half by the USA. Ball being played back, whipped into the middle, headed towards goal, but it goes wide. Pulisic putting it wide. I think Pickford had it covered. Fun fact, England have never beaten USA at the World Cup. Patrick said it's called soccer. DB said, I'm a die-hard England fan. I can honestly say USA have been the better team. Aubrey Edwards, dancing on wrestling's grave, said, let's go, USA. Ball goes wide. I'm watching college football, and there is 2 sidelines full of better athletes than we send for Team USA, said Rye Dog. Ball is being played forwards, kicked into the middle of the park by USA. So 6 attempts on goal by USA, only 3 by England. Here's Saka. So ball gets lost, but England pick it up. Bellingham trying to find options. Love that. Love that by Bellingham. Into the middle. Oh! Straight into the hands of the keeper. Looked relatively comfortable, but England at least looking. Yeah, love that by Bellingham. He looked shaped as if he was going to play the ball forwards. But I don't know if it was a dummy or if he just thought to himself that's not the right option. But he stopped himself from doing it. Robinson again allowing that ball to go out. That's 3 times I've seen Robinson do that. Looks good when he's got the ball and he's charging forward. But when he's chasing onto a ball, he just doesn't seem to win that battle. Ball going over to the left-hand side. England's. Be great if they could create an opportunity. We have not seen a shot on target. Ball played forward. Here's Bellingham. Bellingham in behind that defence. Whips the ball into the middle. Desta dealing with it. England passing the ball around. Shaw. Lovely work by Shaw in the penalty area. Pulled back, skied over. Oh, that was great work by Shaw. Great work by Shaw. Shaw, excellent job. Plays the ball back into Saka, and Saka needed to keep that down. He skies it over, and you've got to say that's a great opportunity for England. A little bit reminiscent of the McKennie opportunity that we saw for the USA earlier, and he skied it over. Well, Saka just had the same opportunity. Excellent work by Shaw, though. Excellent work. Okay, well, wasn't on target, but at least it was something. Ball being played forward, and it's got a feel that this is going to be a 0-0 at half-time. Here's Kane. Kane playing the ball back. Comes back to Stones. USA will play the second half with helmets and shoulder pads, said JB. We're just seeing England maybe grow into the game a little bit now. Lovely ball. Shot save. Oh, Mason Mounts. Just seeing England growing into the game. I think half time is going to come at the exact right time for the USA. We just saw a big opportunity for Saka, and that's a big save by Matt Turner. He really had to get down. And it's quite awkward, you know. It might not look it, but it's one of those that you don't really fully stretch to save. It's sort of in that awkward position where you have to get down, and it's not a full stretch. And England with a corner. Was an opportunity, a big opportunity. And see what they can do with this. Plenty of white shirts in there. Straight into the hands of Matt Turner. And England needed to do better there. England needed to do better. And that's the end of the half. And I tell you what, USA have been the better team in that half. They've been the better team in that half. England showed towards the end, final few moments, they had the best chances. They had more chances. But England showing at the end that they were just starting to come back into it. This is going to be a very interesting second half. Captain Morgan, shout out to you. DB said Trippier and Shaw's crosses are always banging. They need to whip it in more. William said USA holding their own. Very much so. Bruce said England players are scared. LeBron fan said, I am satisfied with that score. Adam said USA playing really well in the first half. The only thing missing was a goal. DB said, I'm worried. JB said a frustrating first half. Ryan said, what a game so far. Justin said 0-0 at half time. The eyes of the world on this game. And as we said, 0-0. USA doing really well in that first half. Doing exactly what they need to do. Keeping it tight. Keeping it compact. Making it very difficult for England to break them down. We've seen England really struggle to do that. And not only are the USA very good at keeping compact, keeping England kind of frustrated, but where they are very good at closing the ball down. Their pressing game is fantastic. They're just not giving England any time on the ball. And so that means that England, a lot, like, you know, some of their passes don't make it through to their intended targets. That means that USA can then grab the ball. They then counter England. Some of England's marking is just not good enough. Even from that first half, there's definitely things England need to look at for future games and when we play future teams. So there's definitely stuff we can watch back from this game and learn from and improve upon. But 0-0. Sort of think that's a fair reflection of the game, to be honest. I think if England were leading 1-0, that would be unfair. 0-0 or USA 1-0, I think is fair. If you look at expected goals, so this is looking at what's happened in the game, like where should we be? 0.36 for England, 0.43 for USA. So USA are just that touch ahead. But there's not loads in it. You know, it's 6 shots to USA, 5 to England. Both teams ended the half with 1 shot on target. So both teams had 1 shot on target. 6 shots to the USA, 5 to England. England had 62% of the ball. USA had 38% of the ball. So possession is with England. But yeah, it's quite close. It's quite close. And that's a win for USA, isn't it? I'm surprised these streams not getting more views when a wrestling streamer does football streams better than dedicated channels. JB, shout out to you. Well, I mean, look, we just don't have a football community. It's as simple as that, isn't it? We have a wrestling community, and I don't know how many people in that community are into the World Cup. And then, of course, you are competing against I don't know how many channels that are doing this. I mean, I'd imagine there's hundreds of channels that are doing this game. So, yeah, it is what it is. I was always watching this game, and I know many of you were as well. So hopefully you're enjoying watching this with us as this tense, cagey encounter goes into a second half, all even at the moment. James said, what do you eat in the days with all the streams? Well, I tend to just have something quick when I wake up. So I have something quick when I wake up, but then I won't have dinner really until like 9 o'clock. Right now it's 10 to 8. So I'll have like proper dinner in just over an hour. I mean, obviously, after this, I want to have a look at the fantasy game. Obviously, we'll have a little bit of a breakdown as to what's happened in the game, what the result has ended up being. So we'll a little bit of lag, but should be fixed. So just having a look at Mineheads. I think, is that Butlins in Mineheads? Yeah, and the Americans hitting the crossbar. Look at that. In California, they're just there's a shot there in California of a load of people outside in the streets. Roy Keane said, England, look off it. There's spaces everywhere. The commentator said USA is content to let England keep the ball in the middle because those players are weaker passers. Fair to say. No. I don't think there's... I think England's... They're happy to let England keep the ball in the middle of the park. That's not been what's been happening. I mean, we've seen a lot of the ball with Trippier down the channels. England have been going down the channels. Whenever England have gone into the middle, it's been quite an impressive ball that's kind of cut open the US defense, to be honest, or they're gone through their lines. It's gone through their midfields. You're not seeing the USA allowing England to have the ball in the middle of the park. They're happy to let the defenders have the ball. So USA are happy to let our defenders have the ball because what are our defenders going to do apart from lump the ball forwards with a long ball? There's not really much that Stones or Maguire can do if our defense has got it in our own half. But once it starts like progressing forwards, we're not seeing Declan Rice having the ball in the middle of the park, Bellingham having the ball in the middle of the park. It's because USA are being quite compact and solid in their shape. So maybe they mean our defenders. Perhaps they mean that USA are quite happy for England to have it in their defence. But I don't think that's anything to do with them being weaker passers. That's more to do with the fact of what are they going to do? Do you know what I mean? They've got the whole American team in front of them. And... all you keep seeing is England just kind of going from side to side, really. That's all you really see from England. JB said, shout out to doing the football streams. Appreciate the support, my friend. Appreciate the support. I hope everyone is enjoying the game. It's great. I mean, to be honest, this is perfect. Maybe not perfect if you are an England fan, but I think this is perfect for us because... if this was either side winning 3-0 or dominating this game, the second half would be a little bit flat, wouldn't it? I mean, imagine if, like, England had been winning this 2-0, dominated that first half. Kind of feel like a lot of our American friends would be really dejected, heads down. Do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be hard to kind of pick yourself up for the second half. Right now, it is finely balanced. Finely balanced. So really sets up an engaging second half. The hero boy named Finn said, are you ready for SmackDown? We're ready. Derek said, now England are playing as the slightly better team. Now England are playing a slightly better team. We see they look average. It's the same old story. Blueberry said, being called a Yank if you're a Southerner, that is quite something. Blueberry, shout out to you. Rivy, hope you well, buds. They're saying that Phil Foden should be making an appearance in the second half. Of course, England do have options that they can turn to. Phil Foden is absolutely one of those options. Might be interesting. I wonder if England... What would happen if England went 4 in midfields? I've never thought about that. What if we went Bellingham, Rice, Mount and Foden and did a 4-4-2? And then had just, say, Kane and Saka up front. Never thought of doing that. I've never thought of putting Foden in and putting him into a middle, like a middle 4. Shout out to Canada for letting everyone... Shout out to Canada for letting everybody in the world down yesterday, said Aubrey Edwards, dancing on wrestling's grave. Corey said, where's the halftime show? I know, yeah, we need Rebecca Black out there. Friday, coming on down, it's Friday. Party and party and... Yeah! We've got watch FIFA... Oh, it's gone. I missed the AEW stream. What were your thoughts on Moxley Regal? I think it was great just by watching the replay. I thought it was a little weird. Seeing... I mean, look, Regal in the ring was fine. Moxley coming out was fine. Danielson coming out and talking about his dad and saying that he loves this man and stuff like that. It just sort of came across as a bit awkward and a bit weird. I don't know. Just sort of like, just a bit weird. I can't say I was in love with it. I didn't hate it, but I just, at the end of it, I was like, it's a bit weird. It's a bit strange. It sort of felt like we were saying goodbye to William Regal as well. Sort of felt like he was leaving. Like there was the na-na-na-na chants, you know, and like Moxley said, I just want you to do one thing, and that's run. And it's sort of the way that the split screen was, and we saw like the camera watched as Regal went down the tunnel. I did wonder if that was it. I did wonder if that was goodbye. NBA have a dance cam. They have live entertainment and fan challenges. We get nothing. #football. Ledge Killer, shout out to you. DB said Foden for Mount on the right. 4-4-2. Rice, Bellingham, Grealish Mount with Saka, Kane up front. Grealish is an option. Did you hear about Dominic attacking Ray on Thanksgiving? No, I didn't. When will it end? Adam said, whenever you stream, whether it be UFC or any other sport, this is my favourite watch. I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you very much. That's very kind. Jacob said they're saying Neymar might miss the rest of the group stages here in America. Well, he did go off with an injury, didn't he? He did go off with a niggle, which, I mean, in all fairness, they won their first game. They do still have to play Switzerland, I believe, which might be a little bit tricky. But then, I mean, whoever they play in this group stage, they should have enough, even without Neymar. If he misses the World Cup now, that's a problem. Easy99 said it'll be interesting to see what happens in the final game of the group stages, because those games are played at the same time. Did you catch Moxley quoting the Lion King to Regal? No, I didn't. But then I don't think I would catch a Lion King quote, to be honest. Unless he says Hakuna Matata. I don't think I would catch a Lion King quote. Easy99 said it'll be interesting to see what happens in the group stages. Go England, said Layla. Ali says Ronaldo or Messi. Well, I've always gone with Ronaldo, but, you know, I'm disappointed with the way that he's conducted himself and what happened at Man United. And I don't know. I mean, it doesn't change what he's done in his career, of course, but just in this latter stage, I think it's just a little disappointing. So, don't know. It's not a conversation I really ever engage in, to be honest. But if ever I've been asked before, I've always said Ronaldo. But I must admit I'm feeling a little bit let down by Ronaldo in his second stint at United. But is it fair to judge someone that's 37, 38? Probably not. But Messi's doing a good job over in PSG at the moment. So I think what I would say is that Messi's having a better end to his career. 3 matches on TV tomorrow. Poland against Saudi Arabia, France against Denmark, and Argentina against Mexico. That is huge. If Argentina lose, that's it. Out if they lose. So big, big, big game tomorrow. There's England fans singing, having a little dance. USA fans as well, also in fine voice. Both teams are back out there. We're going to be underway with this second half. 45 minutes. Here's England. USA are already out there. So they said, Roy Keane says, no need to panic. There's great options on the bench for England. Right. Just go. Now. Layla, shout out to you. Right, here we go. Okay, so USA are going to kick off. They're going to go from left to right. England's now going from right to left. Doesn't look like there's any substitutions. I was just looking to see if there were, but doesn't seem like there is. So, boom, we are underway then. Second half underway. USA kicking off, going from left to right. England going from right to left. And the ball gets played back to the USA defense. So I reckon when we get to about the hour mark, that's when we might see some changes then, if he's not done anything at half-time. I think Bellingham was looking for a foul there, but nothing given. Ball being played into... Going over to the wing. USA coming out, looking to attack early. Ball being played into the middle. USA again playing it out onto that left-hand side into the middle, and it's headed clear by, I think that was Declan Rice. Goes out. It's going to be a throw-in. Musa has got so much room. They said the most important thing right now is to just stay patient. But obviously that patience is going to be heavily tested the longer the half goes on. So ball out on the wing, and it goes out of play again. It's going to be another throw into the USA. Let's go. USA, said Dante Drake. Steve said, are you superstitious with football? Is that your lucky beanie? No, I'm not superstitious. I'm not superstitious. I don't think anything that I do here is going to make any difference to what's happening on the TV. Ball going all the way back to the USA goalkeeper. Most soccer games between good teams end in a tie, said Mr. Cardinal. Layla said, I wish I could be in a group, but I don't have money. I don't know what you mean, dude. You're here now. So welcome. Blueberry said USA. Mr. Cardinal said, I'm expecting a tie. Nick said, I've put money on 2-0 England. Amir said, Iran or USA. What do you mean? In that final game, it's going to be potentially a big game, that one. But obviously, we need to see how this game ends first before speculating about how the final group game is going to go or what's needed in those final group games. USA are playing a 4-1-2-3. I think it's Tyler Adams maybe that's sitting deep. Maybe. We'll have to have a little look at that. But, yeah, 4-1-2-3 for the US. Ball being chested. USA, England on the ball, passing it back. Playing it over to the other side. Little bit of room over there. Here's Trippier. Charging forward. Playing the ball forward. England breaking. Oh, Saka trying to get the ball across, but couldn't. And USA are countering now. USA driving forward. England trying to get players back into the... Oh, nicely blocked, but there's a player that's free and skies it. McKinney. McKinney's got to keep the balls down, man. Yeah, it's again McKinney that's unmarked. I mean, look at that. That is just incredible. That is just incredible. Completely in acres of space. I don't even know where the nearest player was. Saka is the best. Mr. Cardinal said shoot. Ball up in the air, bouncing around. England trying to get ahead on it. Ball being played forwards. Nice little turn. England's playing it into the middle. Ball getting passed back. So England playing it forwards. Nice turn. Good work so far as England are going to look to get a ball in, but there's plenty of USA players around. Saka, Sterling was it? I think Sterling that was trying to turn. Saka was in there. Comes back. England just trying to build something here, but again, patience is the key. It comes back to Maguire. Maguire on the ball, playing it back. We're in England's half. England enjoying plenty of possession. Ball in the middle. I think it's that Trippier that's trying to go forward. It looks like he was fouled, being held back. That's going to be an England free kick. Just when you think it's a goal, it gets stopped, said Mark. Let's go England, said Hayden. Come on, England, said 50-50. Sounds like there's an epic chanting battle in the stands. Ball being played across. England have got it in their defence. And again, England unmarked. It's not usual to see England in space, but we are seeing England getting a little bit of room. USA starting to counter, though. Some of these passes by England, a little bit wayward, goes over onto and goes straight out. So it's going to be a throw-in by the looks of it to USA in England's half. Goes back to the halfway line. USA are going to be building now. 5 minutes gone already. 5 minutes gone. Ball coming over, and that's gone straight out of play. That's going to be an England throw. So an England throw in their own half. If they chant USA, then we need to sing Three Lions. Okay. Shaw with a throw into the middle, into Bellingham. Shaw trying to... that's not good. Not good at all. England do come away with the ball, though. Goes over. Here come England. England looking to break forward. Saka on the ball. Saka's got some pace. Trying to drive forward, and he goes down in the penalty area, but... I think it was a good challenge there by Tyler Adams. Tell you what, I really like Tyler Adams. Ball going out. It's going to be a throw into England. Saka on the ball, driving forwards. A sight that England fans will love to see, but nothing coming of it. England still building, but they are getting on the ball. It's just some of these balls are just... they're loose. They're sloppy. Tyler Adams plays for Leeds. Hard-working, ball-winning midfielder. Loved by Jesse Marsh, who has been his manager at New York Red Bull. RB Leipzig and now Leeds. Says he is enjoying his new life in Yorkshire. People are brutally honest, but I like that. He's a fan of Harry Potter. His favourite book is The Prisoner of Azkaban. He's got maturity and good leadership skills for a 23-year-old. And he is the captain of this side. And honestly, I think he's been your best player in the 2 games I've watched. Ball in the middle. England trying to win it back. Still England with just that one shot on target. Mason Mount at the end of the first half. There's a USA player down. USA player down. Looks like number 21. Is that going to be Timothy Weah? Timothy Weah charging in. 50-50 ball by the looks of it. Let's have a look. I haven't even got a clue who got the ball there. I think both guys kind of colliding into each other. I don't know what's worse, England's marking or the Hessians at the Battle of Trenton in 1776. TG Ride Dog said, go USA, but also go England. Steve said the game's flat. Get Trent on. Get Trent. I wonder if Trent would come on. I don't think he will. I could see Foden coming on. Foden, Grealish, they might make an appearance. Rashford. England certainly have options. Kiwan said, go USA. 50-50 said Mackey's or Burger King. I feel like the burgers are better at Burger King. I feel like there's more options at Mackey's, though. Yeah, I mean, I'd go Burger King. Big Mac or Whopper. It's got to be Whopper in it. Ball in the middle. 50-50 TV said, F Trent, get Hendo on. England passing the ball around them, but in their own half. Ball is coming over to the other side. England being closed down, but winning a few battles, winning a few one-on-one exchanges. Here's Kane. Plenty of blue shirts back. Ball coming over to that left-hand side. England twisting, turning. Ball going back. Gets past in this defence. So it's very quiet. Even the commentators are quite quiet at the moment. So not much being spoken about. Nearly 10 minutes gone, and this is just perfect for USA. We said, like, if they could get to that hour mark and keep England quiet, and they have done that so well. So well. Here's Saka. Ball coming over to that right-hand side. Bounces off the American player, and it goes out. Trippier throwing the ball down the line. England on the ball. Ball coming over to the left-hand side. Commentators here in the UK saying that England do need to be looking for some inspiration here. And there's a lot of calls for Phil Foden. Long ball by Stones. Header into Kane. Ball bouncing around, but it's going to be USA that come away with it. But a good battling. That's kind of more what you want to see, though. You want to see them battling and getting stuck in there. How has no one scored? Well, it's a close little cagey game. Close and cagey game. Both teams with just one shot on target. Soccer is a tough game to score at, said Mr. Cardinal. Honestly, in 5 minutes, I would make subs. Grealish, Foden, get them. Don't wait till the last 10. Ball is being played over to amongst the USA defense. Possession, 53% for USA, 13% in contest when it's being battled over. 30-odd% for USA. USA trying to push forward. Loads of space in the middle of the park. Loads of space for the USA. Lovely link-up play. Ball being pulled back. Nicely defended by England there, though. Still giving them way too much room. And that ball going all the way back to the USA goalkeeper. DB says, only joining, you call it what you want. Every time I see Come On England, I automatically remember that guy that eated a mic. Jason, hello. Hope you are well. People calling for subs. People calling for some fresh legs. And England are seemingly devoid of ideas. USA have got the ball at the moment. Nice going down that left-hand side. Good work by the USA, trying to cut onto the insides. Shot comes in and goes fairly well wide. Pickford, I think, was trying to get to it to prevent the corner because it did deflect, and it's going to be a USA corner. So it was a deflection there. Declan Rice getting his foot on it. Pickford tried to prevent it. A bit of noise in the stadium. It's been quiet. And honestly, this suits the USA taking like any sort of enthusiasm out of the game, making it like a little bit flat. And it has been, even this second half has been flat. There's a guy dressed as George Washington bouncing in the crowd. Pulisic whipping the ball in. Tell you what, he needed to get ahead on that. That was a foul. There's a foul there. Don't worry, England. We can't finish, said David. Football's coming home, said 50-50. I've put 200 quid on USA. LQ said England Springboks in rugby was more entertaining and there was more scores on the board, says LQ. There was Captain America in the crowd as well. Ball is coming over to that left-hand side. England passing it around. Bit of noise in the crowd now. Gareth needs to make some changes. Definitely England just not stamping their authority on this game, and we've seen an hour of it now. There's only half an hour to go. Ball going behind. It's going to be another corner to the USA. Pulisic going over to the corner. Big cheers by the American fans. They do like it. They are enjoying what they're seeing at the moment as USA have held solids. And now just enjoying a couple of corners in this second half. So USA not able to get anything from that last corner. But they've got a great opportunity here to get something from this one as Pulisic whips the ball in, up in the air. Bouncing around England, trying to get it clear. Again, falls edge of the area. USA on the ball, a little bit heavy touch. It's going to be a third corner though. Harry Kane having to kick that out. Little bit of a heavy touch there by the American player. Just took it too far away from him. And Harry Kane was able to get there. But end result is another corner. 5 corners for USA. Only the 2 for England. So USA winning on the corner battle. Here we go. We're going to see another attempt. Ball whipped in. Headed clear by England. Edge of the area. It's going to go back over and it's going to look to be whipped in again. Pulisic, good tackle. Great tackle. I think that was Harry Kane who's trying to come away with the ball. Beats his man as well. Yeah, he was never going to get away. Harry Kane's not blessed with like electric pace. But at least the pressure is off England a little bit now as USA are back in their own half. So we should be seeing substitutions. Gotta think that Gareth has got to make changes. Have you considered going to a World Cup? I don't know that there's been a World Cup that I've considered going to. I mean, well, they're normally in like quite, I mean, like, no, I would never go to Qatar. Not going to go to like America to go to the World Cup. I mean, maybe if it was in France or something like that, then I might go. I would like to go to a World Cup. I went to the Olympics and that was fantastic. But no, I've never been to a World Cup. I can't say I've ever considered it. I mean, I'm trying to think where they've been. I suppose Germany, I think 2006. Here's USA. Tell you what, England need to get this out of their penalty area. Ball bouncing around. And USA picking it up. Is that it's a foul? That's a foul by Mason Mount. That's a foul. Yeah, I'm trying to think where they've been. I mean, they were South Korea. Was it 2002? Clearly not going to that. Then it was Germany. That was 2006. But I mean, I was at work then, and that wasn't going to be possible. 2010 was what? South Africa. So that's not happening. 2014 was Brazil. That's not happening. 2018 was Russia. Didn't fancy that. And 2022 is Qatar. And then the next one's going to be in the USA. I mean, really, this does go all over the world. The World Cup really is the World Cup. USA coming forward again. England just not closing down. That ball going out. And is that going to be another corner? Another corner. Another corner. DB said every Weatherspoons is rammed. But 50-50. Shout out to you. We need Rashford, Foden, and Walker on. England do need some creativity. I think a lot of other nations will be looking at this going, well, do you know what? It's a good first performance, but you know, they're clearly under the cosh here. Like this England side doesn't look as scary as it was against Iran by any means. Ball is straight over everyone. There was a player coming in at the back, and that had a little in swing to it. Look, it was curling round. Went over everyone's head, but yeah, there was no one there at the back post to come into it. Is that a goal kick or is it another corner? It's another corner. It's another corner. This is death by corners, isn't it, for England? Death by corners. Another corner to the USA. And the USA's expected goals has gone up to 0.6 now. England's on the ball. Little bit of pressure being applied. Referee blows his whistle. So we saw the USA really struggle in that second half against Wales. We're not seeing that here. USA going to take he's having a word, with Henderson. So Southgate is having a word with Henderson. He feels like we need to get some reinforcements in the midfield by the looks of it. Ball going down the sides by England, coming back to Shaw. Bearholter is right out in his technical area. What can England do? What changes can they make? They've got plenty of talent on the bench. I think a lot of people will be frustrated that they're not seeing him turn to Foden, but if he thinks Henderson's what we need, then in Southgate we trust. And Jack Grealish is getting ready to come on as well. So Jack Grealish is looking to come on. There's Trippier. Ball being played forward. That was a lovely ball. Ball being pulled back. Harry Kane is sniffing around, but it's well defended by the USA. Kane, edge of the area, plays it through, whipped into the middle, but no one in there. Not good. Kane is like a ghost. Ball is looking to trickle out. How does going to the Olympics work? It sounds silly, but is a ticket good for just a certain sport? Is there a package? It's just for certain sports. So the way that it works is that you can get a ticket for the morning session of boxing, the afternoon session, or the late session. Or you could have the morning session of athletics, afternoon session, or the late session. So those kind of things, you do that. In regards to like hockey, you would say that you want to go early on this day and you might not know who's playing. I mean, I did get tickets to hockey and I think I saw like Australia against Korea or something. I remember I spent about £2,000, right? Which I'd saved up a long time to save. But I knew that I wanted to go to as much as possible. And I certainly wanted to go to the athletics. So I just remember entering the draw for like everything. Anything I could get into, I entered. And some tickets I got, some I didn't. But I ended up going to I went to the athletics, I went to football, I went to boxing, I went to basketball, I went to handball. I went to loads. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. 2012 Olympics was awesome. Ball coming over to the left-hand side. So we're just patiently waiting now, really, to see what Southgate's going to do changes-wise. Because England just don't look like they've got any kind of cutting edge here whatsoever. They just, the way this USA team is set up, England just cannot break it down. So Southgate is going to make a change. It's Sterling that's going to come off, and it's Henderson that's coming on. Grealish. So Grealish is on. Bellingham is coming off. Henderson does provide stability in midfield, and he's got real instructions to Mason Mount. Bellingham comes off. Yeah, I mean, Grealish is a very creative player, so... London UK said, let's go England. Jojo said, finally. Yeah, would have liked to have seen it like a good 5-10 minutes earlier, but... Sure. Dinks it into the middle, headed clear by USA. Ball being played forwards and goes over to the wing. It's kept in by Trippier. Trippier playing it into the middle. Here's Saka. Saka playing it edge of the area. Harry Kane was trying to get it through, but it bounces off a USA player. USA now looking to counter, but there's no one up there for them. Looks like England might be enjoying a better spell in this game now. I think those were quite positive changes by Southgate. But USA are going to be hard to break down. They're going to be tough to break through. And ball coming over. Grealish playing the ball back. Where is the next Olympics? Next Olympics is in France. France is the next Olympics. And the next World Cup in America, Canada, and Mexico, yes. Grealish coming in, stepping over, cutting inside, weaving around. Jack Grealish goes down. Thought that's what he gives you. That's what Jack Grealish gives you if he can get the ball with his dancing feet. Oh, it was like Harry Maguire was in that first half. Do you remember Slabedinho? Ernest on Purpose said, I hope you get to realise your lifelong dream to watch curling at the next one. I do love curling. Oh, man, we hammered curling in the Winter Olympics, didn't we? We were all over that. Pulisic miss off the crossbar might cost US us, says AEW fan. Carlos said USA is playing for a tie. Listen, USA have played fantastically well. I think USA should be really, really proud of what they've done in this game. England just have not looked that good in this game at all, but that is thanks to USA and their pressing and how they frustrated England. And a lot of people have said, can USA get something out of this game? And we said, yep, absolutely. But this is what they need to do. They need to be compact. They need to frustrate England. Like, if they can get to halftime 0-0, maybe if it's only 1-0 down, like, that'll be fine. We've seen teams being able to come back. But I think, like, for me, first half was very close. I think USA probably just get the nods. Second half, probably the same, to be honest. Very close, but I think USA get the nods. I mean, plenty of corners for USA. And if you look at the stats, 10 shots to 5. But still, both teams have only had one shot on target. So I sort of feel like a close game with USA getting the nods. I think if it's 0-0, that's probably fair. If it's 1-0 USA, I don't think you'd be able to argue too much. And I think if England were to take the lead in this, I think that would largely be against the run of play. So USA have done absolutely everything they could. England trying to come forward. Ball being played back. We're entering nail-biting territory, says AEW fan. But I will say it is hard to beat a 2008 opening ceremony. Beijing's opening was jaw-dropping. Ball is over-chested down by Mason Mount. Cuts on the insides. And a little foul there, Jack Grealish feels. So it's going to be a free kick, England, just inside USA's half. They are bidding for Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore combined for 2034. God, what? Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Singapore. Oh, that's good. Good play. Grealish pulling it back. Harry Kane in the penalty area, but 2 USA players were on Harry Kane. Big Forward pass. England have looked better since Grealish has come on. Grealish has been causing problems, hasn't he, there? England have looked a little bit better. Ball being played back. Maybe England can just find a bit of momentum, a bit of belief. Still plenty of time in this game because obviously we've been seeing quite a bit of added on time. Ball gets played back. What is this formation? It's just a vomit of players, isn't it? That's what this formation is. In 2028 in Los Angeles and California, it's then in 2032 in Australia. You could go to Olympics in Australia. Dude, that's literally the other side of the world. That is so far away. I think it takes 24 hours on a plane or something. 22 hours or something. USA are passing the ball around at the back. DB said the formation is all wrong. WWE LOL said Sterling didn't do anything. Ball being played forwards, headed forward there by England, but USA picking up the ball. We're starting to see a bit of closing down, but there's a completely free player on the wing there. Thankfully, the ball doesn't get to him. Here comes England. Grealish on the ball. USA are backing off Grealish. Grealish is able to play it over. Here comes Mount. Trippier is with him. Trippier is there. Two players. Gets dinked through to Mount. Comes back to Trippier. There's two England players. They're doubling up. They're overloading on England players down on that side. It seems like they know there's a real threat coming from that near side. And so we are seeing a lot of USA players over there doubling up. 15 minutes to go. It's an interesting little problem. This interesting conundrum that's being posed. Ball being played back. England enjoying plenty of the ball, but that's irrelevant if you don't do anything with it. Again, being passed back, comes to Shaw, goes back to the centre. All that talent, and Southgate plays defensive. We need to be more attacking. This is that's a lovely little pass in towards Saka. Saka, edge of the area. He's got the ball, but USA win it because it's two players again there to double up on certain England players. Lovely little flick. Here's Kane. Kane tries to feed the ball through. Saka, ball comes off, and is that going to be a corner? I think they're saying the offside flag was up. This is a classic formation called Camilla's Gambit, said Ernest on purpose. David said USA are getting tired. Well, you are going to bring someone on. We're bringing on Rashford as well. Scissor me, says Corey. Right, substitutions galore. We're seeing a USA player coming on. It's McKennie that's going off. McKennie going off. And who is coming on? It is Aronson. Aronson coming on. So Aronson on for McKennie. Good player, Aronson. That's not a bad player to be able to bring on. Is this... Yep, so Aronson's coming on, and we are seeing number 2 coming off. Number 2, Dest. Bit surprised at that. Bit surprised at Dest coming off. USA can win this game. Let's go. It's no wonder that USA isn't doing well. They're on a rebuild, say Christian. They are doing well. I don't think USA fans can be down on this performance at all. I mean, this is really good. Russell Andy said, "Where's Foden?" Don't know. It clearly feels that Foden's not the right option. Saka's coming off and is frustrated. Nothing for Saka. Rashford, though, is on. Marcus Rashford. I rate the USA shirt a solid 8 out of 10, says Paul. Why not Giovanni Reina, says Adam. Right. Ball being launched forwards, headed forward there by England. Keep playing. Keep doing your job. Don't give anything away. Ball in the middle of the park. USA have got it, playing it forwards. And ball goes through, and that goes out by Pulisic. A draw keeps the dream alive, but we would need a win against Iran. Yeah, it's... I mean, to be honest, the draw's a bit of a problem for England here, because England would not be through. They would be on 4 points. I mean, obviously the win in the first game week massively helps, but I think it would mean that we would need something against Wales. Ball being passed around at the back here by England. I wish Days would wear the 66 jersey. I don't think I have it, to be honest. I don't think I have one. Foul there on the wing on Grealish. Referee just coming over, having a word here. It's tapping on the shoulder of Grealish. Has a word with Grealish. Grealish smiles. Okay. Ball is coming across, and that's Shaw is getting onto it. That's England with a bit of energy and good tackle again. 2 players. I tell you what, the game plan from America has been brilliant. Just like any time England seem to have the ball, there seems to be 2 players that are on them. England would have to win or draw against Wales, said DB. I'm going on a limb to say that we will see a winner, but for who, says Tall Paul. Blueberry said, I'd take a tie as long as England promise to batter Wales, and we will do our part to batter Iran. Do you think Saudi Arabia's miracles continue? Will Poland beat them? Don't know. I think Poland won't underestimate them, and they'll go into that game knowing that Saudi Arabia are a decent team, because obviously they got a result against Argentina. Not a great little pass there. Frustrating. A lot of these balls have not been making their way through. Let's have a look and see how the players are scoring. I feel like I've not been really inspired by any of the England side, to be honest, but looking at USA at the moment, here is Mount cutting in on the inside, ball across, Harry Kane. Plays it out. Rashford, ball is high, that's not a great ball, and it's straight into the hand, that's not a great ball at all. Yeah, God, you know, little moments like that just do not fill you with much confidence. So we are seeing Musa 7 in the middle and Timothy Weah up front with a 7. According to SofaScore, no one else in the USA team has hit like the 7s. Stones, Maguire, Shaw have all done all right in defence. Bellingham not having a great game. Saka not having a great game. None of our front line having a great game, to be honest. And only Declan Rice hitting 7 out of 10 on SofaScore. So, yeah, no standout performances. No one really stepping up, which is very disappointing. England have got plenty of players that can do it, but someone's got to do it. But I think, to be honest, I think USA have played really well here. As I said, I think they've kept it tight. I think they've kept it compact. I think that you've defended well. I think that when you've broke forwards, you know, you've created some chances. You had that period where you was winning corners. George Weah watching as Timothy Weah goes off. Rayner is on now. Rayner is on and Sargent is on. So USA are looking to go for this. I mean, Sargent, I really like Sargent at Norwich. I think he's a good player. Everyone wanted Rayner on the pitch. It's a couple of, in all fairness, that's a couple of nice players to be able to bring off the bench with about 10 minutes left to go. Maybe he should have brought them on a little earlier because it's not tons of time, but we are in the dying stages of this one. Taking Weah off is a huge mistake, said TTIG. Who is your favourite player? Said it's your boy Mason. Oh, ball in the middle. That's a good ball. It's bad link-up play. Who's my favourite player? I like Bellingham. And just couldn't get anything going today, Bellingham. Ball is being passed around. USA looking to pass it and create something. Nice, intercepted. Good work there by Shaw. I think Shaw's done well. Shaw coming forwards. Oh, Grealish gets fouled. That's going to be a free kick to England. Not in a dangerous area, though. It's just inside the USA half. We have Gio, says Blueberry. Michael said, did you know Damian Priest was almost in Black Panther? I did hear, yeah, he read, didn't he, for one of the positions. Read for one of the parts. The fact that Rice is the highest scoring player speaks volumes about the performance from our attackers. Right, England are going to look to whip this ball in, and there's a lot of players on the edge of the area. So Shaw whips it in. It's high. It's cleared by USA very well. England trying to put the pressure on. Ball is up in the air. Ryan said, are you ready for SmackDown? We're ready for SmackDown. We're ready for SmackDown, and we've got a few hours to go until we get to SmackDown. Shaolin soccer mode, says Mahesh. Pressure in the US, said Kiwan. Rice is a fantastic footballer, says Martin. Right, we are seeing the goalkeeper launching the ball forward. Turner to the back line. Maguire gets his head on it. Comes over to Grealish. Commentator saying that the key thing here is that really neither side lose this game. Ball is coming back to Pickford. Pickford playing the ball out onto the wing. Yeah, the problem, you are in that little phase now, aren't you, I suppose? I mean, you're into the 86th minute. And is it going to be a case that both teams look for the draw? I mean, certainly what Bearhalter has done, and certainly what Southgate has done as well, is they've put on some attacking players, attacking talent. So it doesn't seem to suggest they're looking for a draw. USA chant as the ball comes to Harry Kane. Ball is cleared by the USA. Bouncing around up in the air. It's brought down by Grealish. Grealish knocks it into the middle. Bit of pressure being applied, but Harry Kane comes away with it. Lovely ball. Lovely ball. Edge of the area. Rashford's got loads of players around. Comes to Grealish. USA. Grealish looking. Back heel. Lovely. Rashford takes a shot. Needed to do much better there. Much better. But yeah, that was too simple. Too simple. Not enough. Didn't test him. USA, though, with plenty of defenders back. Still can't believe there's not been a goal, said Tharuk. Tall Paul said that's lame by Rashford's. Brenton said, who would you have out of Argentina and Mexico? I would be leaning to Argentina. I think there will be a response. But such a shame. Every time England have a seriously talented generation, they always have a poor manager, said David, who lets that talent go to waste. Only quality managers will bring you success. Ball coming over to that left-hand side, being played into the middle. Williams said it's almost over and England can't find that goal. Nope. Rayner, nicely intercepted by England. Maguire coming out. Ball being played forward and it's being chased after by Kane, but it's mopped up by the US defence. Ball being played forward, and USA doing really well in this game. USA looking better in this game than they did in that last game against Wales. I don't know what Turner's doing there. It's a little bit risky by Turner, but sweeper keeper as USA are looking to counter. Cutting on the inside. Pulisic playing it over. England having to do some defending themselves, but that's cut out. I'll tell you what. Launched. Yeah, just get it clear, and Pickford does. And that goes down the field. Comes back. I don't like Turner coming as far out of his goal as what he's been doing. I think at some point he's gonna come unstuck with that. All right. So the commentator just said if it stays like this, England will qualify if they just manage to avoid a 4-goal defeat to Wales. So England will go through as long as they don't lose 4-0 to Wales. Keeper to keeper. This scene shows that England doesn't want to win. You win the ball and no one runs. Ball up in the air being passed around. Ooh, that didn't look good. That's going to be a free kick on Henderson. Tall Paul said, just blow the full time. We don't need 14 extra minutes. Yeah, honestly, as an England fan, I'm disappointed. I think this has been a very flat performance by England. Very flat. I mean, you really need to see... And it's credit to the US. It is credit to the US. The US have done a great job of frustrating England. Ball being floated in, back post. Headed away. It's going to be an England corner. England corner. How many added on minutes? Only 4. Only 4. So used to like 44. 4 added minutes. Dreadful from England, said Jellyheads. Did you hear that Logan will be at the 23 Royal Rumble? That'd be a hell of a return if he was able to get back then, because his injuries seemed quite serious. Here we go. Ball played into the middle. Bouncing around. Very comfortable. Plenty of players back for USA. Slabhead couldn't get much onto it. We are into the dying stages of this game. So the commentator says that in the studio, the guys are going to be getting ready to analyse a very drab England performance. 4 added minutes. Who dictates the minutes? The referee. Referee would look and decide. Here's Grealish. Grealish picking up the ball. Driving forward. USA are right there. I think, is that Tyler Adams? Is that Adams? Yeah, it is, you know. Oh, God, he's so good. He's so good. He might. Is he the man? I wonder if he's man of the match. I really like him. So, I mean, I think looking at, honestly, SofaScore leaning towards Harry Maguire being man of the match, you know? God, could you imagine? What kind of game was this if Harry Maguire wins man of the match? What have we even witnessed? It's going to be a free kick. Another interesting opportunity for England. England with 3 shots on target. USA with 1. England definitely having the better at the end of the game. England fans, look, that guy pleading, that guy in the stands, pleading for a moment of magic here from England. They've got the players that can provide it. Slabhead's there. Slabhead's there. Can England do something from this? Here's Shaw, ball whipped into the middle. Oh, that was a great opportunity. Wide was it? How wide was it from Kane? Oh, it was well wide. When you see the replay, it's about a mile wide. The other camera angle didn't make it look that wide, did it? But when you see the replay, it was about a mile. How does the ref choose how many minutes to add? He looks at his watch. So 30-odd seconds left in this game. And do you know what? For our community, this is maybe the best result, isn't it, if you think about it? For our community, for the amount of people that join us on this channel, so many of our American friends, lots of English friends as well. Maybe this is going to be the best result for tonight. A disappointing result from an England perspective. Maybe not that disappointing from an American perspective. But looks like we are on the verge of this ending 0-0. Bear having a look. Turner reminds me of a Rangers goalkeeper, said Christian. Which coach has the most wins as coach for the UK? Well, I mean, I think they showed a stat the other day that Southgate's actually getting there or thereabouts. And there it is. There it is. 0-0. So a few boos for England. There we go. 0-0 is what it ended. No confetti. No confetti for us. Jason says, great game. WWE Kid said, rubbish game. Blueberry says, yes. Adam says, is that going to be on the front of the paper? I seem to remember on the front of the New York Times, it said, USA win 1-1. I wonder if they'll do that again tomorrow. USA win 0-0. Southgate having a word with someone from the USA team. Respectfully, there'll be a lot of disappointment there in the England team. All 4 teams can still qualify. And England still can't beat the USA. That's true. There's boos in the chat. Boos in the chat. My feelings on it are that it's a very flat performance by England. I think that you do have to give credit to the USA for that. I mean, we saw plenty of really good organisation from the USA. I think they were doubling up on some of our players. Balls were coming into Kane. There was 2 players there. Balls coming into Bellingham. There was 2 players there. You know, they were hungry. They were closing down. Their pressing game is very impressive. They seem to keep energy up until around about the 80th minute. And then I think, like, England definitely enjoyed a better end to that game. But look, USA have got a real foundation to build upon. You've got a real foundation there to build upon for in 4 years' time. So, if you're a USA fan, I think you'd be proud of that, to be honest. I think you'd be proud of that. And we find ourselves in a situation where there's one more round of games to go in this group, and all 4 teams can still qualify. And it's still in England's hands as well. If England beat Wales, then I think I'm right in saying that we would still finish top of the group. So a disappointing result for England tonight, but one that doesn't necessarily change the fact that England can still qualify top. And as I said, maybe for our community, the perfect result. David Fisher, shout out to you. I really appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed the game. Shame that we didn't get some drama and something to celebrate. Maybe 1-1 would have been good. Maybe 4-4. So that we would have had loads to celebrate back and forth. I think maybe 0-0 doesn't really do much of an advert for the game to those that don't normally watch. I think 0-0 is maybe going to be seen as being quite disappointing and boring and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, I mean, every American fan should be flipping celebrating Like, they have just won that game because you've just played the favourites in the group and you've managed to get something from it. You know, Wales will be looking at this result thinking, you know, we've got a mountain to climb now. I mean, Wales had a mountain to climb. What does that do to the group, actually? So, yeah, David Fisher, shout out to you, bud. Really, really appreciate it. Let's have a look at the standings. So, here we've got England remain top. So, England remain top of the groups. In fact, let's see if I can just tweak this because look, I think looking at this is going to be quite important. There we go. So England are top of the group. So England are top of the group with 4 points. They've got +4 goal difference. Iran are currently second on 3 points with -2. USA are third with 2 points. And then you've got Wales bottom with 1. I'm trying to think if USA beat Iran, okay? So you have to win against Iran now, USA. You have to win that game. If you draw, you are out. If you draw, you are out. If you lose, you are out. USA have to beat Iran. Oh my God. I mean, that match is political as it is, but all of a sudden the stakes have been really ramped up. So USA have to beat Iran. In England's game, England just need to draw. If Iran beat USA and England draw, England go through, Iran go through, but Iran go through in top place. So England need to beat. If England beat Wales, England go through and they're top. If England beat Wales, they go through and they're top. If USA just have to beat Iran. I mean, there's no other conversation. You have to beat Iran. In order for Wales to go through, they have got to beat England. That would put them on 4 points. Then they need to hope the other game is a draw. And you need... Well, I think honestly, I think Wales just need to beat England. I think if Wales beat England and the other game is a draw, then I think I'm right in saying Wales would go through. So, it's a bit confusing. But here's Harry Kane. Let's see what Harry Kane's got to say. Not our best performance. We had some good spells. Great to have a clean sheet, and it puts us in a great position in the group. Yeah, that's true, actually. Harry Kane said against Iran, we had chances, and we took them. We were clinical. Here, we had 2 or 3 chances. We didn't take them. Kieran said, hopefully we can change formation for Wales on Tuesday. Yep. I mean, that game with Wales, I mean, we need something from it now, England do, but Wales needs something from it as well. Harry Kane said, we know we can play better. No game is easy in a World Cup. We played against a very well-organised team with some quality players. But it leaves us in a good position. So that's what Harry Kane's got to say. Yeah, Kieran, shout out to you. Right, let's have a look, shall we, let's have a look at the... I said we would look and see how this game is going, the fantasy game. So let's do that now. Here, boom. So, I don't know if this is... We've got a little bit of... Oh, I think we just had a little momentary lag. Little bit of momentary lag. So, yes, this, I think, is this updated? I don't know, actually, if it updates at the end of each day or not. Let's have a look and see where we are with the game as it refreshes. There we go. So, Kopish is leading on 86 points. let's have a look at the team, shall we? So there you can see Kopish's team. Trippier picking up 6 points. Gakpo picking up 6 points. Obviously, a bit of disappointment that Kane never came through. Nothing really there for Dumfries or Saka either. So, yes, that is our leader at the moment. The person that's managed to get more points than anyone else in the game. But, as we said, still a long, long way to go. So, Kopish in first place. Bosnia is in second. Nelson Silva in joint third with Brehem, who's also on 77 points. So where am I? I'm 86th at the moment. So not brilliant so far for me. But yeah, at the top up here, doing very, very well. 86, 81 points. That's where we are. That's where we are so far. The fantasy game said, I've got minus 33, which makes no sense, says Rami. Did you make a lot of changes this week? Did you change your whole team and maybe not use your wild card? Because I think for every change that you make, you get minus points. Let's have a look. 200. I don't know how many people are playing. 220. 225. It says you're a minus 20. Minus 20. It says your match day points is minus 38, and you've got minus 20 points in total. Did you make a load of changes? Because you can change 2 players between each game week, but if you changed a load of players, then that might be why you have lost. Because I think you can make 2 free transfers, but then any other transfers you make after that, unless you play your wild card, I think you get minus 4 points. So if you've changed your whole team and you've accidentally not wild carded, or maybe you thought you wild carded but you hadn't, then that might explain why you're showing us being in minus so many points. Obviously, I don't know. Only you know if you've done that or not. But that would be what it's sort of suggesting. Let's go. We drawed onto Iran, said Campbell. JM Beer said, can England play terrible again next week so we can actually win? Well, honestly, I don't know, to be honest. I mean, that was clearly not what England were planning, just... I mean, that's England are going to have to go away, really look at that video and really, work some things out. Oh, here's Harry Maguire. Not at our best. It's a point. Puts us in a good position. World Cup games are never easy. They're a good team. We had to work hard. We needed to be more clinical. So Maguire said, we'll take the positives and we'll work what needs to be worked on. It's funny, isn't it? We played Iran. And the conversation after was well, disappointing because we conceded 2 goals. And now here, we've kept a clean sheet, but it's disappointing because we ain't scored any goals. So it's you can't win. Well, you can win. But we didn't win. So, yeah, we going forward, that just didn't seem to be I wonder if they've worked defensively or something all week. And as a result, we've just come into it defensively looking all right. I mean, I don't even think defensively we looked brilliant. But, yeah, I mean, we didn't concede, but we haven't scored either. There'll be a lot of reaction to this, of course. A lot of reaction to this. I think the USA will be pretty pleased with it. I think the only thing for the USA is they know they've got to beat Iran now. They've got to beat Iran. They need to get 3 points against Iran. Steve said, blah, blah, blah. It's the World Cup. Days, this was USA's first shutout since 1960. Also, AEW Rampage is on right now. Are you streaming it? No, it's on right now. Why is it on now? Why is it on earlier this week? Is it? I didn't even know that. I don't even know if that was that mentioned. I don't even remember that being mentioned. Steve said, generic interviews. Where's the killer instinct? I hope that the college football game doesn't drag tonight on Fox, so SmackDown isn't moved to FS1, said JoJo. Chris said, Southgate can't adjust to the USA defense, ? Will we see Bray Wyatt tonight, says Corey. Yes, I'm pretty sure we will. JoJo said it's on now because hockey is on later. Moses says England is overrated. Rodzilla said I lose IQ listening to those post-game interviews. Rampage came on at 4 Eastern Standard Time, says M Pound K. I can only imagine that's going to hurt their ratings. It was mentioned. I don't know why it is on right now. They talked about an earlier start time. Completely passed me by. At no point did that register with me. I'm 60th with 55 points, said Wes. Not bad. Kai says, how are you? I'm doing good. Little disappointed England couldn't find the winner. But equally, looking at the game, I suppose I just have to be happy that it was a draw, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm doing good. 2 games today. And sets up a tasty final round. And then tomorrow, am I right in saying tomorrow is Argentina? I think tomorrow is Argentina against Mexico. And of course, tomorrow is Survivor Series, and we will be doing Survivor Series. But tomorrow is Argentina and Mexico. And so that's going to be very, very tasty. Because if Argentina lose, they are out. So as much as it might be disappointing England couldn't get qualified this evening, at least we're not Argentina. Because I really am grateful I'm not in that situation. So, do you watch Rampage at all? No, to be honest, no. But I don't remember them mentioning it on Dynamite. I'm sure they would have. But, no. Thanks, didn't know. That changed about 6 players, says Rami. That'll be it then, bud. Are you doing SmackDown? Yes. Right. I think that's it, my friends. I'm going to go and grab something to eat. Big thank you to everyone that joined us. I hope you enjoyed this stream. As we said, it was a big one for the channel. And, this was obviously tense, gripping. But it ends 0-0. And both teams go forward, and both teams are still able to qualify. So that's good, isn't it? That's good. I mean, I don't know if a loss here would have meant... If a loss here, I don't know, would that have meant that USA were out? Don't know. Either way, we find ourselves in a situation where both teams can still go through. So, right. Thanks a lot for watching. Appreciate the support. I am back later tonight with WWE SmackDown. So, and of course, we are back tomorrow with 2 more watch-alongs as well. So, awesome. See you later.